You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys?
Yo.
What's going on?
What is going on? Welcome to the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 4, Episode 27.
I have so
Name
many
is-
questions about that theme song.
Was
So
that?
many questions. Who wrote the theme song? That's awesome.
Oh, I wrote the theme song. Thank you very much.
Really?
Yeah. I do the
Did
music
you-
thing.
Did you record it? I play drums.
Oh, nice, dude. Brother,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got like a fucking a 6-piece Pearl Masters kit behind me.
Oh, hell
Recession
yeah.
kit.
See, drums is, I wish I, so it's funny. My mother, well, let me finish the introduction. My name's Joe Rad.
I just hijacked your show.
Let me introduce the guest. The guest this evening on the show
I'm so
is
sorry.
Mr. Vito from Perfect Storm Gaming. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? Thank you for having me on.
Glad to have you. Thanks for coming on.
I'm so sorry. I got a bad habit of doing that.
So, oh no, you're all good. I just don't want to make sure I forget. So my mother bought me a drum set when I was a little kid, and like I was like 6 for real. And I'm always bitter about this because like if I'd been playing drums since I was 6, I would probably be like a god tier drummer by now.
Yeah.
You know?
beat your mom.
What ended up happening is I decided to like practice my drums at like 6:30 in the morning quite often.
Oh,
and
you gotta
so-
start something.
My drum kit lasted like 3 weeks, I think. And then one day, like my parents are split up, so I'd go back and forth between my mom's and my dad's. I just went back to my mom's, and my drum set was just gone. It wasn't there anymore. And I'm like, hey, where's my drum set? And my mom's like, oh, I just put it in the attic. Don't worry, I'll bring it back in a few. I just need a little break. And I'm like, all right. And then like a year later, I'm like, hey, what happened to my drum set? She's like, oh, that thing's gone. That thing's long gone. I was like, what the hell?
Does your mom have like the Massachusetts accent? Because you got it a little bit. I didn't notice it last night, but you got it just a little bit.
Oh yeah. We're from Boston, so we
Boston.
definitely we have the accent. But half my family's from Southie, from from Dorchester.
So you hear
So-
the word car keys, you don't know if they're looking for your fucking pants or your keys to your car, right?
My keys in my car. That's
Where's
right.
my car keys? You're looking for your pants or your keys?
I know it's not a nice word to say, but it comes out the most when I say people are retarded.
Got it? Are you retarded?
I know it's not a nice word. I know people don't like it, but
Yeah,
it's a Boston.
I have
thing.
a bad habit of saying it.
I was trying to
Totally-
explain this when I was on your show. I was like, "It's all right to swear." He's like, "Of course." I'm like, "Yeah, it's such a New England thing. Like, I don't know. We just have foul language. I don't know."
Oh yeah. You said, can you curse? I'm like, watch your fucking language.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's okay until YouTube catches on, and then I get banned for saying bad words because that's usually what they do.
I mean, I do my show late at night. Like, if your kids are watching, that's your own fault. Like, what are they doing? Put them to bed. What do you
Monitor
do?
your, watch your kids. It's not my job to babysit your kids, man.
Absolutely not. Speaking of babysitting, no, this has nothing to do with babysitting. But our co-host is here. James, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Fashionably on time. How's the lighting in this? I usually dark in here because they like it to look like an arcade in my basement.
It's daytime here, so I can't really help how bright it is.
It's a little dark, but honestly, like it matches our background really well with the rest of the arcade. It's got that like black light look going on. Looks good.
I could turn a light on, but then I'd be like,
No, whatever you want, man. It's up to you.
I can't see too good. Goddamn you!
We're easy. So why don't you just introduce yourself and kind of tell everybody what you are, what kind of channel you have, and what you do?
Figsy or me?
You. Everybody knows
Oh.
Fig. Come on.
I'm from Perfect Storm Gaming. It's a gaming channel, but it's a little bit of everything. I'm in Jersey, so unfortunately, if I look out my door right now, there's probably like 10 drones hovering over my house, like I got drugs hiding somewhere. But like, it's just I can't figure it out. I can't figure this shit out with these drones. It's kind of freaking me out to a little bit, so I'm just out filming it and horsing around. But yeah, I'm Vito. I'm Perfect Storm Gaming. There's actually 3 other gentlemen besides myself that are part of the channel. It all started with me, and I like to say it is like we're kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan. If you see how the Wu-Tang Clan had their thing organized, everything falls under the umbrella of Perfect Storm Gaming, but they all have their own things. But this is the place where we all come together and we form like Voltron. And we make fucking magic happen on our live streams. You were on last night, so you know, you can tell me what you think. It's usually chaos and a lot of noise and screaming, but it's fun.
It's fun. I like that you guys are playing games during the thing.
Yeah, I think it's easy that, like, no offense to what you're doing here, but like a lot of guys just do this and no one's really playing games. Now, when you've got a collection of people from 3 different locations, that's understandable. But when you got 4 people in a room together, they should be doing something, entertain people.
I agree.
So I look at it as though we're kind of like old school Opie and Anthony, old school Howard Stern, you throw in some Joe Rogan, and then gaming, and that's what you get with us. Because we don't just talk about games all day. We talk about everything, current topics, everything that's under the sun.
Very
Nice.
cool. Yeah,
So,
dude, Opie and Anthony. I mean, speaking of being from Boston, I grew up
Uh-huh.
listening to them when they were like tiny, when they were like blowing up. I was
Yeah.
there when they got in trouble. They got kicked off the air a bunch of times. I remember all that stuff.
RAF, when they said, what was it? The mayor had, we say the mayor died in a car crash or some shit. They like pranked that the mayor died.
They did that. I think
Yeah.
the thing that got them in the most trouble is they told like a couple to like have sex in a church.
That was actually in New York City, and that's what got them in trouble over at what was it? What the hell? It was K Rock. Yeah, because they would do K Rock. Then in the afternoon they would go. They called it for Sex for Sam. That was on. No, it wasn't K Rock. It was 102.7. They were on 102.7. They got fired for that. That's when they got. Then they got picked up by what was it? The satellite radio after that. Yeah, that was funny. Sex for Sam. I was listening to that live, and they used to send them to the Short Hills Mall. They would send like 100 homeless people to the Short Hills Mall in New Jersey, which is like a really, really uppity mall, like super uppity mall in Jersey. Like,
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of young people know, but like back in the day, we used to like we were allowed to be offensive, and we had this thing called shock jocks, and that like people would do horrible, crazy things, and we had a thing in Boston for years called Whip 'em Out Wednesdays.
Yep.
And literally, women would just flash you all the time because it was
you had a
Wednesday.
wow.
You would just drive down the highway, and some girl would just show you her tits.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a glorious time to grow up. I mean, you guys missed out. Big time.
The downfall of civilization.
Yeah. We had
Sure.
it made. I had no idea.
It was Whack 'em Out Wednesday. Now it's called Undecent Exposure.
Yeah. Now it's called you're racist if you show your titties or something. Or like
Now guys will be like, "Oh God, how dare she do that?" Like,
put them away.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they're still doing that. They're just all on Twitter these days.
I know the amount of white knighting and simping I see online for women is absurd.
Hey, Retro Rob's in the chat. What's up, Retro Rob?
Yeah, what's up, Rob?
Retro Rob's the man.
Retro Rob just retired. He just retired from doing YouTube.
I saw that. This is a weird trend I don't like. We had him on the show, and then he retired. We had Rad Bash on a couple weeks ago. Now he retired. What's going on, everybody?
Vito, your time is up.
We're gonna think I'm
You got like 1 more month, and that's it.
people are thinking I'm
You guys that quit.
threatening everyone and muscling them out of the scene. Figsy, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I just woke up and I didn't plan on missing the show. I missed like alarms 5 hours ago and must have needed my sleep. So I've been all over the place at the moment with sleep. I woke up early yesterday. I did a 3-hour trip to pick something up, which you'll see later. Let's go. I'm like been waking up for all the drops of all these games that are getting reprinted. How good is that? We're finally getting all these expensive games for retail price. Let's go.
You're
And
in.
you just mentioned this morning that we've got Final Fantasy. Is it Final Fantasy 7 remake for PS5?
Oh yeah, so if you want to, yeah, so it's been like reprint city right now if you're into collecting physical. So Final Fantasy 7 remake Integrate, which is the first game, not the new one, that was going for like 150-ish, something like that, to get a copy for a long time.
God damn.
And VGP just announced a reprint of it finally. So
Now,
if you're
did they
looking to get
release
that,
the second part to Final Fantasy 7 remake yet? The remastered, like the re-up, like with the really cool graphics. They released the second part. I gotta see.
the second part was
Rebirth.
Rebirth. That came out in March this year, I think. Something March or April, something like that. And then yeah, they have one more part coming out, the third part. So that's pretty cool. And then that was a nice surprise for a reprint.
I'm not surprised. It's Square Enix. If Square Enix have a product that's more expensive, they'll reprint it. They're in the business of making money. Let's be honest.
That one. That one, right?
But the Messenger was a bit of a surprise. Been waiting a long time for that one to get a reprint, and then like all we seen was a Spanish listing, and then a few days later a UK listing, and then VGP announced the US version, which is exciting.
So Figsy, where are you? You're in Australia?
Yeah, I'm in Australia.
Have you heard of Extreme Gaming Cabinets?
Extreme Gaming Cabinet. It rings a bell. Let me look it up.
They're an infamous Australian virtual pinball creator that I made a video on. That went viral a little bit. I don't know if you heard or knew of them. They're an interesting bunch.
Oh, I think we've looked up some of their machines on the show before.
They look nice, but you gotta watch the video and you'll see it's they're not a company I would trust.
Oh, fair enough. The town that I came from originally, we had like an arcade club in town, and it was all about pinball. They had probably 60 different pinball machines, and they hosted, Australia-wide tournaments in there, and yeah, it was really cool. I like had a kiosk. I sold it to those guys and things like that.
Yeah,
you know who else likes pinball?
What'd you say?
Radical Reggie likes pinball. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Reggie?
Worst trade.
Hey, how's it going, man? I saw you guys streaming. I was like, oh man, let me get in on this, man, because I was talking with Will earlier today, and he was pretty upset about the reprint of Final Fantasy 7. It's like, what the heck is going on here, man? So I heard you guys talking about it. I thought I'd join in.
Hell yeah.
I'm the only person that'll be upset about a reprint. Reprints are great. No one likes seeing games expensive. I want to see games in the hands of collectors.
Is it a reprint?
I want to see them in the hands of scalpers.
Like how they released Dino Crisis a couple weeks ago, they like just released it on the PS5. Is that what they're doing for Final Fantasy 7? Is that what you guys talking about?
Well, no, it already had a release, but it got like a low print release. Sold out, and then prices were going, 3 times for what, or actually like 5 times of what the PS4 version was going for. And this version has the DLC, so it's the best version to play.
All right, so you get physical. I got you. My bad.
So what ended up happening was Final Fantasy 7 remake sold really well over COVID, man. COVID sales were like booming. So 4 years later, they thought they could get those same sales, but obviously people are out and about. And another thing that hurt them was selling the sequel, with selling the Rebirth, was that it was exclusive to one system, which was the PS5. So a game being exclusive these days that's not first party, I mean, you're just not going to get the sales you think you are. You know what I mean? Hey, Retro Rob. So Square decided to, obviously they decided to, but they decided to re-release the Rebirth. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up, but the remake game because it had a low print run, and by doing that, re-releasing that'll get people more interested in Rebirth again, and then that'll help sales when the third game comes out. So it's all a cash grab in a way.
Okay, so you're talking about the one that I have up here on the screen right now. You're talking about this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm thinking remake of the original Final Fantasy 7 on PS5. My bad. I'm assuming.
No, they're not. They have like a PS4 version, but yeah, no, we're talking about remake.
Yeah.
I think Reggie's spot on there, because even though you can play the games by themselves, most people will be like, well, I don't want to play the second one until I've played the first one, and the first one's $150, so I'll just wait for a price drop or a reprint or something, and now it makes it accessible again, which is great.
Yeah. So that's their plan, you know, and I get it. You know, I don't expect a AAA title to be like rare or whatever like that. For the collector, you know, like myself, it's nice to have something, a little bit of flex, whatever like that. But the AAA title, man, like, come on, that's got to be to a wide audience, because obviously the money they put into it, you know, it can't be a rare physical, even though it's available digital. But there's still enough of us physical collectors out there that, you know, we want a physical copy. So I get it.
I was chatting to Joe about this last night, actually, and it's almost to the point now where if a game's expensive, companies will try and reprint it because they know they can make money selling an expensive game for retail price. The only issue is like licensing, or if the developer says no, or things like that. So they're actively trying to reprint all these expensive games now.
Yeah,
it's a good thing for collectors. If you miss out, and all the scalpers have got their copies going. Like the Messenger is the perfect example. I never seen more people trying to flip copies on Facebook.
Yeah, they're trying to flip their copies now that they've sat on for years.
Not only that, people
this game wasn't rare. Everyone was just sitting on 10 copies.
Now with Sony pulling their shit with trying to remove physical copies and trying to make it to where you can't own anything, that physical copy is very much sought after. So
100%. You're 100% right. I'm disappointed with the Messenger hearing about that, because it should be a joyous thing for something like the Messenger to get a physical release with the DLC, right? You know, everyone would be happy about it. But the DLC has been available for years, I believe. So this could have been like done a long time ago. And now
I'm surprised it's happened. I thought it was not a possibility. It's been so long. Man.
Well, Special Reserve went under.
They weren't going to reprint it, something like that.
Yeah, Special Reserve.
People were going, the devs told us they were never getting a reprint. That's when the Spanish copy popped up online.
Crazy, right? And in Special Reserve, I guess they went under. They're not making any more releases, so somebody else picked it up, and now we're getting it with the DLC. But it's like, man, like people have moved past that game. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just a waste, to be honest with you. And I just got it too, so I'm kind of mad too. I could have waited for this release.
True, but you got the PS4 version at least, and they didn't reprint that, so you still got the cool.
Yeah, PS4 is kind of like done. I think the PS4 has probably 3-4 more years when it comes to like copies of games, which is great. But it's dwindling down, because I talked to some developers and they told me that they're skipping PS4 because people just don't buy for that system unless it's extremely rare. They'll move on. So a lot of companies can't like just make a game for that system and it'll sell out like it used to. So
that's fair. I still see like Limited Run doing PS4 versions because they only have to order 1,000 of them and blah blah blah. But yeah, you're definitely spot on there. Like I'm picking up new titles and it's PS5 only, and there's no reason it can't be on PS4. But it's just PS5.
PS5's
That's
been up, what, 4 years now? PS5's been up 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years, brother. Yep.
So yeah, I'm not touching anything PS4. You can PS4 these nuts. Maybe I'll get it digitally, but that's it. Have you guys played the remake of Silent Hill 2? It's goddamn amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to pick it up.
I missed out on it during Black Friday. It was in my cart, and I was casually. It was in my cart, and I was casually like shopping while I was in my cart instead of buying it now. I didn't know they could take stuff out of your cart at Walmart. And I was like, "What the hell, dude? I go to buy this is out of stock." I'm like, "What? How can this happen? It never happened to me before." Well, it happened once before.
That was worth it. I got these headphones to go with the game. These are the Pulse Elite ones.
Nice.
These are amazing. Do you guys have these? These are freaking worth every penny. Best headphones I've ever had. Like, I was sitting there playing it, and I'd never played the original one. I just played this one, and I had like the bass turned up, and I guess these things have like a haptic thing so they can vibrate. I got hit in the back of the head, but
really? Those have a haptic in them?
Got something in it. Either that or I had the
cool.
big. I got hit in the head. Like I screamed while I was in the middle. I was live streaming. Fucking thing jumped out, hit me in the back of the head. I'm like, what the hell just hit me? I'm thinking like a kid behind me. I'm like looking behind me, going, what the fuck was that?
That's wild. I love it. For a game like Silent Hill, it would make the experience more immersive for sure.
$150, dude. They're great, and like you hear everything. I've never had headphones like that where you hear
the 3D sound is what I was going to say. Yeah, when you hear stuff behind you and from angles and stuff, it really does make gaming insane. Like I remember the first time I set up my 3D surround sound in my living room, I was playing Call of Duty, and the guys were like throwing the grenades over my head, and I can hear them like clinking off behind me, like, and I could tell how close they were to me because of how loud it was, and it was really amazing. I was like, dude, this is insane. Like it actually is making the game more fun.
And
If you're playing a competitive game, you almost need something like that. Like when I was playing competitive PUBG, I had the Astro A40s, and I would be able to tell which direction people were coming from the headphones. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's game changer. It truly is. I have the Stealth 700s. They don't even compare to these. They truly don't. These are $50 cheaper, and they're amazing.
Yeah, the game like Silent Hill, man, where like sound, like it means a lot. Like hearing stuff behind you or what's up ahead. Like it's probably really intense with those headphones. So yeah, I need to look into those, man. Like a nice pair of headphones would be nice to have again, because my headphones are pretty much falling apart. But you know how it is, man. I use it until it stops working.
I was trying to cheap out. I was trying to cheap out, and I bought like a $50 pair off Amazon, and that's what ended up making me get these. My buddy Chaos Moguls, another YouTuber, he's got a huge channel. He was like, "Yo, these are good." So I'm like, "All right, let me check these out." Yeah, he's got a big UFO channel. He's funny.
I tried the $50 headphones. They work great. But 60 minutes in, you'll be like, why is my head so fucking sore?
Well, no, it says they're supposed to be for PlayStation 5, but they literally don't work with it. So that's when I made my video. I was like, these don't fucking work. Amazon lied, and I threw them across the room. I did like a funny unboxing video for these things.
Brother, Amazon is dead. I'm not sure there's. Well, yeah, man, they've been lying about a lot of stuff, man, that you buy. It's like it's insane. Like they'll throw just like PS5 or something on there just to get you to buy it, and then hoping that you don't notice or whatever like that, which is insane. I thought they were more, I don't know, man, just ahead of that. But
you know what's really pissing me off on Amazon is they'll be like, everything I see says like Prime arrives in 1 to 2 days, and then you order it and they're like, it'll be there in a week or two.
Yeah, what's going on with that, man? Come on.
I pay for Prime, you son of a bitch, and this said Prime.
For here, yeah.
1 to 2 days. I don't get nothing in 1 to 2 days anymore.
Really?
Nothing.
Dude, I specifically look for those. Like I look for if I can get it in 3 hours. I'm like, I'm buying it just because. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
I got a hub right in town. It's great.
And then what's funny is there'll be something that you don't want, and then they'll drop off at your house at 5 a.m. 4 hours later. Like I've had them drop off stuff at like 4 or 5 in the morning, deliver. I'm like, guys, I don't need this fucking bag of Skittles I ordered while I was high at 5 in the morning.
I find Amazon really weird. Like I went to a website the other day and I went to buy a game and they were sold out. And then I went to that website's page on Amazon and they had stock, and I got the game.
Well, you know what's been pissing me off about Amazon? Like I actually pre-ordered some stuff off of there, and then when it would come time for it to come out, it says it's out of stock. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What did I pre-order for? So what they're doing is they're getting pre-orders, then they're ordering from the companies, and I'm like, dude, Amazon's supposed to have that on lock, dude. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? That got on my nerves, so I'm just very careful what I get from there now. Like it's just the Prime thing is just feels like it's like a scam in a way, just to get you on some kind of service or whatever like that, and then
the big advantage of Prime is it's $10 a month, and for me, Twitch subscriptions are $9 a month, and I watch Twitch, and I'm always subscribed to people. So the way I see it is, it's basically just like one sub free a month, plus the benefit of free shipping. You get TV shows, you get music, all those other things.
The free shipping, if you use Amazon, it's worth it. But I just irritating that it's just a lie with the whole 1 to 2 day. That ain't how it is anymore. So
that's weird, man. I've honestly, I don't have that issue. Thank God. Like I live in where there's a hub.
You probably live right near a distribution center in New York.
Yeah. There's an Amazon hub like literally in my town.
Yeah,
I'm in Jersey, like I'm in Essex County, New Jersey. It's super busy. Reggie, where are you from?
I'm originally from California, but I live here in Washington now. I've been here about 15 years now, probably even more. I don't think about it.
DC or state?
20 years.
DC or state?
State.
Nice. Okay.
State. Yeah. Up here where they're having like downtown Seattle is a mess. I was actually looking at some videos of how it looks, man. Like, oh my God, dude, it's like it's terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's almost like
when I was there in 2017 to today, it's like a different world.
Yeah, man, crazy. But yeah, I've been here about 20 years now, man.
I think the Pacific Northwest is gorgeous.
I've never.
Rainy, but it's not. You guys don't get those killer winters either. So
the trees are amazing. That's for sure.
Are you getting weird drone sightings yet? there in Massachusetts or in Washington? You guys getting those things yet? Because they're literally outside my house. I'm not even kidding.
No, I haven't, but I've seen the news about it, which is kind of tripping me out. It's like, what the heck is this?
Check my channel, buddy. There's videos everywhere. Like I literally go outside my back door, and I'm filming one the other day. It flashed my camera, like it legitimately, like pulsed my fucking camera. You can see like it vibrate. It goes like that. It makes like a, and it flashes. I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, these things are supposed to not. Like this is it's
going to turn out to be a marketing campaign for Independence Day 5 or something.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
if that was me, Vito, I'd be drone on eBay for sale.
I hope so, because it's starting to freak when you're shutting down Wright-Patterson Air Force Base with the drones. I'm kind of worried because that's one of the most secure Air Force bases in the country.
well, I'm shocked that someone literally just hasn't gone out on a boat and like try to find out where they're coming from, because they keep saying it's all coming offshore. Like, that's what I would do. I would get a boat and I would go out in the ocean and I'd be like, where are these things coming from? And I try to film it.
So Joe Rogan posted a video of some dude that's got like a drone company in North Carolina, and you saw it. He's got a tangent about looking for nuclear weapons, blah blah blah. So here's my theory on that: if it's looking for nuclear weapons, they're not just going to do it at nighttime for one. They're going to do it around the clock. Number two, this guy made mention in there that these drones cannot stay up for X amount of hours and blah blah blah, or fly over water. I'm like, well, they do, and they have been. Like, these drones are staying up there for 8 to 10 hours a night. Or more, actually, most of they literally show up at exactly dark. It goes dark, they're at my house. They're coming off the water. There's videos of it. There's like live feed videos. You watch them come off the beach. They're like coming in off the water like goddamn UFOs. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So they're saying that they're not adversarial. So if they're not adversarial, okay. They're claiming it's not us, so it's not us. And what the fuck is it? Is it rogue AI? Is it aliens? What is it? We don't know. And they're huge.
Surprised the U.S. government haven't like destroyed them all, you know.
Like I have a drone right here. They're not this big. They're between 6 and 15 feet in size. They're enormous.
That's crazy.
All I know is I played a lot of Space Invaders and Missile Command, so I'd be fucking them things up if I were to get some things out there. Like, bleep, 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 bleep,
They'd be expensive drones then. They'd probably be like $5,000-$10,000 machines each if they're that big.
yeah.
They're not private drones, buddy. They're up there for hours. Like it's crazy. If you look at the live streams that I got the last 2 weeks, you'll see them. I'm out there filming them. It's crazy. Wow. And I saw a UFO for the first time in my entire life ever. Every time I've been out filming these things, something weird shows up. I swear to God, I see something weird.
That's crazy. Yeah. Man. You got me thinking about that movie Nope now. You know, the crazy UFO in that movie.
Yeah, right. That was a good movie.
That was a very good movie. That is probably like the most realistic UFO thing I've ever saw in a movie. You know,
and Nope. You said?
Nope. Yeah, it's a movie called Nope, man. And
that's the guy who did Get Out, right? I haven't seen that. So.
Yeah. He did Get Out. He did Nope.
I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely something you might want to check out, man. It's good.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out. I like to Get Out, so.
Yeah. It doesn't go where you think it's gonna go. Like you think it's gonna go somewhere different. It goes completely the opposite.
It doesn't have like Shyamalan Ding Dong twist.
Kind of, sort of. Shyamalan.
Yeah, that's some terrifying stuff, man. Like, I've said in the past, like sometimes it's hard to just talk about video games because there's so much crazy shit going on in the world.
Exactly.
That's why we started branching out into everything. That's why I'm like, our show is like Joe Rogan meets Opie and Anthony meets Howard Stern. You throw gaming in, and that's essentially what we got. We're not calling each other retards and making fun of each other. We're talking about politics and regular topics, and I try to keep it about everything because who the fuck wants to listen about Mario all day?
Well, the politics lately in gaming are whether or not girls should be hot and whether or not guys are jerking off too much or something like that. That's apparently the Goonergate is what it is. Is what it's called now? Hilarious to me.
Goonergate. What's Goonergate?
Goonergate is literally people are complaining that female characters are being made purposely ugly in games.
Oh! I got something for you. Here, I'm going to put it in the private chat.
The Star Wars movie? The Star Wars game was beautiful. They uglied the shit out of her.
No, it's a real thing. They are. So what it is they believe that if you make an attractive female character, what you are doing is you're like catering to the patriarchy or something like that. That's
okay,
like
well, guess
that's
what?
an
Bitch,
admission of defeat
the game.
that you do that.
Well,
So they are trying to purposely uglify female characters and non-sexualize them so that they can be. I don't know why they just make them feel good. They think they're like doing the fighting the good fight or something like that. And so basically, people of all they're saying is they're like, "Hey, we don't like looking at ugly people. Do you mind?" And like everyone's like, "Well, you can't play if you can't jerk off, then you can't play the game." And it's like that's not what I'm saying. And that's a huge leap. Like I can look at attractive people all the time and not jerk off. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
They're missing a very key point on why there are attractive people in game, because sex sells. And this isn't a video game thing. This has been around since advertising started. Like any movie, TV show from, the past 100 years.
Well, as men, the first thing we're attracted to with a woman is how she looks, her beauty. That's what gets her in the door. You know what I mean? So taking that away, it's like, what the hell, dude? Like, I mean, they've been kind of like sexualized. Well, I won't say they're sexualizing stuff, but like, I mean, it's just crazy that they what's up?
Say it. Titties. Big titties. Brooke had huge octagonal titties. That's exactly what drew nerdy teenage boys to that game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and it's like, man, like, that's. I mean, you don't have to over sexualize. Yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of show you guys. So this is how they're trying to do it. Where this woman on the left, she knows how women look, man. But this dude on the right, it's like, are you serious, dude? Like,
And I just want to point out in this picture too, the women on the left, are they overly sexualized? No,
not at all.
Like they're just decent looking women. And that's it. That's all we're at. That's all we're saying. People want to take it to the extreme and be like, oh, they point out like the gotcha games and the Asian games, and the girls are like, it is really egregious. The horny boy games, as Will likes to say, those games are a thing, but those are like the extreme. And I feel like they're not necessarily asking. They're not saying they want the Neil Druckmann women to look like that. They're just saying they want them to be more like these people on the left here, like normally, conventionally appealing.
Listen, they don't desexualize the men. They make the men look like hunks. Do you know what I mean? Like superhero hunks. Like,
I know.
Well,
no, just kidding.
And the thing about this, they've been sexualizing or trying to make things more attractive since like damn near Miss Pac-Man. You look at Miss Pac-Man, how that game looks on the cover, like, damn, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So
they're trying to make it look all sexy and thick. Like,
and guess what? That's the best-selling Pac-Man of all time. I still believe it's the best-selling.
Right. It is the best. I've been a feminist my whole life because I like Miss Pac-Man the best. You know that. So this is what this is the way I try to explain to people. All right, like, would you like people like good-looking cars and they don't like ugly cars. Right. People like good-looking architecture and they don't like ugly architecture. People like good-looking paintings, and they don't like ugly paintings. People like beautiful sunsets. They don't like crappy, dreary days. Every aspect of our lives, human beings prefer aesthetically pleasing things to be around and to look at. It's just the way it is. Would you rather hang out with somebody who takes a shower and combs their hair every day? Or do you want to hang out with someone who's covered in shit, who doesn't, and they have like fucking green, yellow teeth? Everybody wants to hang out with aesthetically pleasing people in all aspects of their life, and it has nothing to do with jerking off. It's just like human, basic instinct, normal behavior. I don't know.
It's like for a woman, when there's a guy involved, what's the difference between sexual harassment and a compliment? About 75 pounds. If it's a big fat guy, a compliment, his ass is going right to HR. If it's a fucking guy that looks like Chris Helmsworth, guess where he's going?
I've seen that meme before, but it's it's got so much merit to it, which is the world that we live in these days.
Or like Disney, they wanted to go big time woke with those 3 trilogy movies, right? But they left out the fact that the entire Star Wars universe and galaxy is comprised of about 95% alien.
Humans. Your mic's getting really low, man. Vito.
My mic is?
Yeah.
Let me turn me up.
Sorry. Hold that thought. I mean, dude, we could talk about Star Wars for a long time. I don't want to talk about Star Wars. I'll get heated about that.
Yeah, Disney. Oh god, that's one company that's gone the opposite way.
Doesn't matter. See, the inevitables happened. Like that whole movement isn't actually like commercially like viable, and it's this entire thing has been supported by like funding from third parties, and all that money is running out, and so all of this stuff's going away because it doesn't sell and people can't make money off of it, and that's the beauty of capitalism. That's why so many people like they want Marxism and communism, because in those societies they can make whatever art they want and the state pays for it. But in a capitalist society, people have to actually like it for it to survive. People have to actually voluntarily give their money to support it. And they don't. At least they don't in large enough numbers to sustain it.
Yep.
So that's why woke gaming is cratering. It's like this cascading effect. And it's not going to get any better. We'll see what happens with Naughty Dog's new game.
I heard that they woke-defied the shit out of the new Grand Theft Auto. What did you guys hear? That's kind of what I heard.
Well, I don't know.
I've heard that, but look, Rockstar keep everything very tight wrapped, especially after the last week. We're not going to know what their game's about until it just comes out. And knowing Rockstar, they like to use the media to sell their games. So it's going to be, I feel it's going to be a case of the media going, we need to cancel this game because it's the opposite of what the agenda that we want. And people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to go buy that because the media is telling me that we don't want it. And that's Rockstar. They did it for Vice City. They did it for San Andreas. They did it for Grand Theft Auto 5. We'll see it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, Rockstar really helped like let the media sell their games for him. Like you could go back to like something like The Bully and how Jack Thompson went after that game, and he was really just like he didn't know he was really promoting the game for them. That's why that game sold as well as it did. And then like Rockstar, like they do keep a tight knit on their stuff, man. Like it was a rare leak with what happened with Grand Theft Auto 6, but that was like it's somebody that worked at the company, their child or whatever like that. But hell, we still haven't seen their game that they kind of made that they canceled called The Agent. You guys remember that when Rockstar was making that game called The Agent back in the day on PS3?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, Agent was supposed to be a big release from them, and it never got released, and we've never seen pictures of it. Only like the logo for it. So,
wait a minute, what is it called?
The game was called Agent that Rockstar was making for the PS3, and it got canceled. And the only thing leaked with that game was the logo. They never ever showed gameplay footage or anything. So Rockstar's got their stuff on lock, like no doubt about it.
You know what's funny about that is because when PS3 hit, I kind of like lost interest in console gaming. I went to more PC. So like, there's so many games that came out for PS3 that we were talking about it last night with the Joe Rad. So many games that came out for PS3 that I just don't even know existed, like the Deadpool game and shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So.
Yeah, it's just so funny. That's exactly what happened to me. I'm a console gamer for forever, and then right around that generation is when I got into World of Warcraft. And it's like all I did for 3 years. I didn't play nothing. So that whole generation for PS3, I kind of missed out on, which is how I discovered Figsy. I've told the story before. That is the reason I met Figsy. Is because when I finally got into collecting, I was like, I should get some PS3 stuff, but I have no idea what to get. Like, I had no nostalgia for it. I needed knowledge. I needed to know, like, what are the good games? What are the rare games? What's available? And that's so I found Figsy because he had all of those guides and collecting.
Yeah, I was probably the opposite with the PS3. Like, the PS3 was my system. You know, I had a full set. I was collecting it hard. I was playing all these games. In terms of certain genres, I started the PS3 collectors group on Facebook, and we used to do this thing where every month would be like a new theme of games. So we'd have like 1 month where it would be racing games or fighting games or something like that. And what I would do is I'd play a new game every day and talk about it in the group. So like I literally played 30 fighting games, 30 racing games, and 30 action games, and you name it. I played hundreds of those PS3 games.
I have PS3, PS1.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about what this thing is there that you got a little bit to explain it? I mean, the thing's freaking amazing. What is
this is essentially what I built my entire channel around. So you asked me to show myself before. I built my entire channel around this goddamn magnificent 50-inch 4-player arcade cabinet out of a company from New Jersey called Arcades Are Fun. There's about 4 different companies to go through for these, but I chose this one because of his warranty. The fact that he lived so close to me, and he literally brought this thing in my house, set it up, and then I'm a big dummy, so he taught me how to use it. So that was great. So this is a Arcades Are Fun 50-inch arcade cabinet, 4-player. It's got every accessory he offered and then some. It's got every feature he offered and then some. And by that I mean, like, I asked for things that he didn't do. Like I asked for the bigger marquee. See the marquee? Every time the game changes, so does the marquee. So you notice this PlayStation 2
cool.
up there?
That's the coolest thing I've noticed. Yeah.
But this one's actually animated. There's actually animation on it. That's Neo Geo. Here's PlayStation 2, same thing. PlayStation 3, and then if I go into the individual system, Devil May Cry.
Yeah, so you can use the interface, the joystick, but you can also just use Bluetooth controllers too, right? Is what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm using Bluetooth controller, or
Pretty
you can
neat.
set up a configure it to use the joysticks. And then what I did differently on these joysticks, like I said, I asked for things that he didn't offer before. So I asked for the dual player joysticks with the Scantron setup for the buttons, which is the 8-button setup like that. That's called the Scantron 5K setup. And then he was able to do the dual joysticks to make everything work. And then I kitted it out because I'm a big Star Wars guy. This entire room is literally Star Wars. It's all Star Wars.
Is Rise of Skywalker your favorite?
There's a funny guy.
There's got to be someone out there who it is. I've asked that question to everyone I've ever met. Not yet.
7, 8, and 9 can suck a dick. 7, 8, 9 are terrible, but the entire room is decked out in Star Wars. And ironically enough, you asked the question about Skywalker. That's the theme of the room. The theme is Luke and his father. So that's why you got green and red. So this side's Luke, that side's his dad.
Bro, when I bought all my Star Wars 4Ks, I went out of my way to not buy the sets that included those. I just wanted the first 6 films.
Yeah, Vito, I was going to say, you said 7, 8, and 9 are the worst. I say 7, 8, and 9 don't exist, and Star Wars has only got 6 movies.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you guys kind of end it with Return of the Jedi? And that's it?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a spin-off series.
Although Rogue One is acceptable.
Okay,
Rogue One is okay.
Let me clarify. No. Rogue One is amazing. The last fucking 10 minutes of that movie, tremendous.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rogue One.
Solo was decent. If you look at Solo for what it was, Solo was pretty decent. Rogue One was fantastic. Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3 I loved. Book of Boba Fett I loved. Obi-Wan I loved. I thought the portrayal of Vader was fucking goddamn. Ahsoka I thought was decent because you got to see Luke in it. I'm a big Luke guy. I cried like a baby. Mandalorian season 2, like that episode, that last episode, sitting there bawling like a bitch because finally I got to see Luke how he should be, a grand Jedi Master, not a pussy.
Dude, I need to watch that series still, man, because I stopped in the first season that episode where Bill Burr was in, and I just kind of felt
and Lizzo or whatever is that.
Yeah, Bill Burr is awesome. He just plays himself in whatever he gets in, so it's just hilarious. But I need to pick it back up because it was very interesting. I forgot why I stopped watching it.
It was good. I like Mandalorian. I thought Mandalorian brought Star Wars back. So like even the artwork on here is custom artwork. I did everything except those 7, 8, 9 characters because episode 7 sucks dick. Joe hated. I don't care what he says. He liked episode 7. I'm like, that ruined my childhood. Like you had one chance to put the 4 people back in camera again. You could have had Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie all in the same frame 35 years later, and you shit the bed.
I really do mean this too. I think that the Disney treatment of Star Wars, those 3 films, was the catalyst for all of the anti-woke movement in the entire entertainment industry, from video game people. I do not think they understand how important the Star Wars brand was to so many people, and to treat it so casually and disrespectfully, to make a trilogy with the main characters and not even have a plan, not even have a script for all 3 movies when you start. Like the fact that they did that, like I swear, like that's what sets everybody off. Like I really do think that. I feel like that was a major cultural moment that causes a huge rift between the audience and the entertainment industry.
Yeah, and for me, it was the books. I was a big reader of the novels. I was the dork that read the extended universe. Like if you go outside this room, bookcase right here, it's probably got 150 Star Wars books on it. They took those books and threw them out the window. And every single,
which is crazy, right? Like, dude, they should have went with those books, man. But
yeah, and you had such a great. You had the chance to bring Anakin, Jason, and Jaina Solo to life the chance to bring Ben Skywalker to life.
Yeah, that
Mario
blows me away.
Skywalker, and they just shit the bed. They gave us like fucking Kylo Ren, who was Darth Vader from Wish. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
And-
dude,
and-
it's like,
You could see it happening though. Like once they bought the rights from George Lucas and not teamed up to work with him, you could see it going downhill. You know,
But
like you need that creative director with his input to make his ideas all come to life. You know, you can't just buy someone's IP and make it your own and expect everyone to love it like they used to.
well, talking all this Star Wars, man, I got a Star Wars joke for you guys. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Why didn't Princess Leia enjoy the Wookiee's recipe?
I don't know.
Why?
Too chewy?
Exactly. You got
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that, man. But Joe, you got it because it was chewy.
Hey guys, there was one more reprint that we didn't mention, and that was Iron Meat for Strictly Limited Games. The Switch copy's already sold out. There are still PS5 copies in stock. I looked at it like an hour ago, and there was 15% stock left. So if you want one,
I didn't know it went live. I actually would like a PS5 copy because I have a Switch copy, but I think Iron Meat definitely deserved it because Fixie, that game was sold out like I think within a day when it first got released, right? Maybe a day or two.
Oh yeah, it sold out on the first day, I think.
And it was they just dropped it, dude. Like it wasn't like any like I don't remember any like them like warming it up or anything like that. It's just like it was on sale and then it's out of stock.
It's all sold out, boys. PS5 and Switch pre-orders are both out of stock.
Is PS5 sold out too now?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, I'll let you guys know and this is for everyone watching too. So pre-orders went up last night on Strictly Limited's website, but I ordered my copy 2 weeks ago because there's an app called Shopee, and they released on the app like 2 weeks ago. And then once I ordered it, I got the email from Strictly Limited saying your order's been confirmed. Blah blah blah.
I'm sorry, VGP
one of those.
sold out.
Yeah, I check out this app. You know.
Maybe that's a way to help them kind of sell it without people like buying multiple copies or something. Like I don't know, like Shopee.
Let me see if they Strictly Limited might have some copies left. I didn't check them. I only looked at VGP.
I looked just before the show, and there was like 15% left.
Well,
so.
yeah, but that game, no, that's a release that people really like because it's a traditional game of the old school. Like that's a true spiritual successor to Contra, in my opinion. Like
It's
Iron
fun
Meat
game,
is
dude.
fun. It's graphically, it's great. The intro cartoon is great. I mean, the boss fights are great. That game is so balanced. You know, anybody who's a big fan of Contra would love this game, and that's why it's sold out.
What is Iron Meat? I saw somebody posting about that. What is Iron Meat? It sounded dirty.
Yeah, I'll pull it up so we can all.
They do have Reggie. They do. The only Strictly Limited has just PS5 copies, and it still says they're available for pre-order.
25% stock,
Yeah.
so you should still be able to get a copy.
But now that'll be gone by like tomorrow at some point, I think.
Yeah, once more people get a hold of know what's up. But it's a great game, man. I really wish for me and Joe it would have got released on PS4, which it did digitally, but you know, it just I don't know, man. But that company who made the game, and what's it called, Retroware, they're the same people who made the Evil Dead game and Halloween game, I believe, that just came out.
So I don't
Pain in the ass.
I don't even know. There's Retroware and the Retro Realms, and I don't know.
Oh, maybe I messed it up because it's so close. So they might
I
be
think
different.
I think I made the same mistake with Gaming Off the Grid. I think so. I think that the guys who made Iron Meat, they also made Prison City. If you've played that game, but I don't think they made the other one, the Evil Dead one.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But this is a really fun game, dude. Like it's like legit really fun, and I think it's very fairly balanced.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's not too ridiculously hard. Like you can make it hard with the settings or whatever, but it's fair. Like it's not like absurd. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It's kind of crazy because the game doesn't really change the difficulty. If you play on easy, it gives you like 30 or 99 lives or something like that. And if you play on normal, it gives you like 10 or something like that. So the game's balance stays the same. It just gives you more lives or whatever. Like
That's good. I don't like artificial difficulty where they just double the boss's health.
Yeah, you make them spongy or something like that. That's
why it's
annoying.
harder.
So yeah, glad they kind of restocked it like this. So this game definitely needed a better print run. So more hardcore people would get that physical copy.
I feel like we're in this age where if a game sells out and becomes 2, 3, 4 times the price, these companies will reprint it these days.
They
Like,
might
it's
as
not,
well.
not an age where they want their products to be on eBay for $400.
Which they
I'm
are
sure
seeing.
Strictly Limited are looking at those listings going, that's a sale we just lost. There's another sale we just lost. And that's literally what they are, you know. Every time someone buys one on eBay, that's someone who could have been buying from your website.
Yeah, 100%. So,
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're reprinting this game because it's like Strictly Limited needs a win. This company is a newer company. They need, a win. So it's like, don't FOMO yourselves to death. Like, sell your game, man. Make money. Like, if people want it, print it. Like, I got no problem with that. And if people complain, let them complain. It's not your problem to make everyone happy.
do you think they should do something more like where they open pre-orders for like a month instead of like making it limited, like you see it on their website? Until like,
well, I feel like they haven't done that because if you look at Strictly Limited's releases, they're usually up for a couple of weeks. Like they don't sell out right away, but
Right.
1 or 2 titles have been. So it's an interesting conundrum to talk about, you know.
it really is. I was kind of just thinking about limited run because Clock Tower came out on the Switch, PS4, and PS5 recently. They got the physical done, and the PS4 copy all immediately went on eBay. Some people were trying to ask like for $300 for it. Obviously, that didn't go, and now they're trying to ask for like $120 for it, and that's like the most expensive one. I'm like, dang, dude, like the pre-orders were open for a month, but still people are trying to sell it for that high amount of price or whatever like that.
I missed out, Reggie. I'm waiting for Video Games Plus or another store to have them in stock because that's how it works these days. I'd be shocked if it doesn't become in stock at some point through a retailer.
I got a question for you guys, totally unrelated to what you're talking about. So, you guys are PlayStation collectors, right? You would say that the three of you guys have like lots and lots of PlayStation stuff, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you guys happen to own extra copies or extra light guns from the Time Crisis with the sliding recoil? Do you guys have any extra?
Gun cons? No.
I wouldn't say I have an extra one. I have one, but the one I have looks like a real gun, so you got to be careful when I'm traveling with it. It's pretty funny.
I asked because this cabinet has light guns, and there's a company called Gun for IR, right? So they're like the like top of the line light gun makers. That's what these are. These are the GunCon 2s. But I want to get a copy of the Time Crisis ones with the sliding recoil, because that's like the whole point. Is like sliding recoil goes, and they have like real good recoil on them. So if I were to buy it, it'd be like $900 if I bought them from Arpeg Electronics, who makes them. But with Gun for IR, you can kind of build them yourself. So I've been looking to get my hands on like if somebody's got an extra one of those.
I had some, but I did sell them, so apologies.
So would you say that like your favorite genre is light gun games? You seem to do like a lot of content focused on that, obviously.
I've been light gun game obsessed, which is kind of funny. I'm a fireman, but I'm obsessed with shooting light guns for whatever reason. That's what I do for a living. But yeah, no, I really like playing light guns. They're a lot of fun, especially the Gun for IRs. It's the constant brrr from the recoil is great.
What's your favorite?
I like I'm a bit of a graphics whore, so I like a lot of the newer stuff. So like the Jurassic Park is really cool. The Walking Dead is cool.
Yes,
way too short.
Awesome.
Pissed me off. Halo is the bomb.
God, I don't think I've played any new light.
Did you play Time Crisis 5?
I don't even know any new ones.
No, I have not, but I have it. I haven't played it yet.
The Time Crisis 5 is something I always want to try.
Yeah, I want to play the Godzilla one, the one that's got the VR, but I haven't had a shot. I haven't gotten to go do it yet.
Well, brother, there's a Silent Hill one. You know that, right?
A light gun game? Yeah, I have it. It's
you got it. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yeah, this okay, so I've got several. Like I said, this is running on a gaming PC. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a Pi. This is a PC that's got it's got one 16 terabyte drive. Then I've got 2 more light gun drives, independent, and then I've got another drive from this company called Intergram Retro. So there's all these drive makers that put together these drives and things like that. So he's got a light gun drive and he's got a regular drive. So I actually have copies of those. Then I've got the drive that came with the cabinet, and then I've got the Chris Coolmont terabyte Retro Beast light gun drive. So
I think I'm gonna buy one of them drives. Like I have a nice gaming PC, and I'm too lazy to fill up 20 terabytes.
Which one? Yeah, see that's my thing, dude. I don't want to tinker. I just want to fucking come down here, turn this shit on, and play. I plug and play.
I like tinkering when I'm building a set of like 100 games, 200 games, something like that. But once you get into like the 10, 12 terabytes, you have thousands of games. I'm like, I'm not fucking organizing.
Yeah, I can hit me up if either of you guys want to know about this stuff. You can find my information from Joe. From Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to reach out to me. I'll explain the shit all to you, and yeah, I'll tell you which ones. If you want something basic and simple and easy and plug and play, Intergram Retro Light Gun Drive Plus. That's you're gonna get. I'm gonna do my next review is gonna be on that. It's got all the light gun games, and it's very, very plug and play. And then he's got classics from Nintendo, Sega, Genesis. He's got like all the classics from 8 and 16 bits on there. So it's and a full MAME set. So you're getting all the arcade games also. So that's worth it. That's like I think it's like $300 for a 1 terabyte drive, fully loaded and compiled. It's great.
Nice. So having a PC is better than just having a Pi for that type of stuff.
Yeah, because you got to think of it like this. It's the equivalent of running a Nintendo compared to running a PS5. You know what I mean? That's the computing difference. So you got all the power of like a gaming. I got a gaming PC here with a 3060 Ti. It's got 64 gigs of RAM. Like I maxed this motherfucker out to what I could.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and Multi-Mike Gaming, he's actually the guy that's making the new 24 terabyte drive for Arcades Are Fun. So he's the guy you want to talk to. So that's my boy. He's the one who comes on the channel.
Very cool.
Cool. That's all this shit up. Like if I see a game like Mike, can you get this? Yeah, like he comes over, game's installed. It's fucking guys. I used to call him the wizard in the machine. He's amazing.
Hey guys, we had the gaming awards this week, and they announced their game. I'll say their game of the year because every website has their own game of the year. And I thought we could have our own game of the year. We go around, talk about our best games of the year and what we pick as our game of the year. Everyone's got their own opinion. Who wants to start with this one?
I will start first with saying Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my game of the year, man. That game was amazing. It was the game I was looking forward to the most. I didn't get to play it immediately when it came out, which pissed me off. I could have really used a portal because I was out of town when the game came out. It came the day right before I left town, so I was like, dude. But yeah, fantastic game. Just a lot of love went into it. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, the original. So that game kind of left me unfulfilled. And this remake is really making up for it. So I'm really happy with it. The voice acting was great. The chapters, how they kind of like sectioned everything out was great. And it really made me want to, I can't wait for the final chapter, which is great. I don't think they handled everything as well as they could have, but for the most part, it's just an open world of Final Fantasy VII you can go into. So it was fantastic, great. Graphically was great. I'm not looking at what's that company called? Looks at the graphics of games real in detail. They're called it's a YouTube channel. I keep forgetting their names, man. They do deep dives of graphics in games and stuff.
Oh, like My Life in Gaming, or
not My Life? It's the other. It's up there with them, but yeah. Why did
there's a few of them that are.
I can't remember. Jeez. But anyways, it looked great to me. I don't have a pro or nothing like that, but still, I was happy with how the game looked, and I'm just really impressed. So Digital Foundry, thank you. Hey, that's D Street.
D Street coming through.
Hello, D Street's in the house. But yeah, man. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, definitely my game of the year.
Nice. I'll go. I haven't played Final Fantasy Rebirth, so it can't be my game of the year. Up until 2 weeks ago, I would have had to go on the side of Elden Ring DLC. I played it, and to me, it was a good experience as playing any other game. Like I've just finished, not Code Vein. What's the spin? Lies of P, and I'm like, Lies of P was the best non-Souls game I ever played, and then I played the Elden Ring DLC, and I'm like, well, this is better. And it was a DLC, and it was 60 plus hours. However, it's not my game of the year. I'm going to give it to Black Myth Wukong. I've been playing that recently, and that is absolutely blowing my mind. I'm surprised it didn't get game of the year from the reception it got, the amount of sales that it did, the impact it had in Japan, in China. You see games blow up. China's one country where they don't blow up. But and we know it was a Chinese game, but it sold 20 million copies in China, which is absolutely insane. And it's absolutely fantastic. I'll show it in my pickups later on. There's a physical now, but yeah, it's an amazing game. My game of the year for sure.
So I'll go. So my game of the year, hands down, Redillion.
Dude, get out of here. Get out of here, man.
This guy.
Just trying to upset Reggie.
Dude, I was so annoyed when I saw about that game at Jason's house. Dude. I was like, this game's not even playable. I'm the only one that opened my copy.
You are the only one who played it, I think. It's not even a game. It's like broken. It doesn't even work. Like the monster doesn't even like kill you. He just like goes, ugh.
He's tethered to you or something. It's weird.
It's so stupid. Okay, no, but for real, honestly, and I know it, hate to be copycat or whatever, but it has to be Rebirth for me. I put like 165 hours into that game or something like that. Like there's nothing else even comes close as far as like my interest and dedication and how much enjoyment I got out of a game. Rebirth too, like I was like in it for the long haul. I'm like, I'm gonna do it all the achievements, all the bosses, all the collectibles, all the side quests. I'm gonna get a perfect score and all the little piano things, all the little piano parts. Oh my god, bro!
Yeah.
I spent so many hours trying to get those stupid piano things right, and then after like 160 hours, I was like, all right, you know what? Enough's enough. I got to move on with my life. I can't keep playing this game. And I just finished the game, and I did not 100% it. So there's even more content in that game that I could go back and play. I could play another 40, 50 hours a week, 50 hours in that game easily.
Yeah, because I haven't even done the Yuffie side quest in her town yet. So that's a massive part of the game too. So yeah.
Although I will say one thing. If I never hear freaking Yuffie sing that damn Chocobo song again. Oh my god. She used to go, we're on a Chocobo, we're running into Chocobo. She sang that song. I'd be like, shut up. It was so annoying. I was like, just shut the fuck up, Yuffie. I'm gonna literally kick you out of my party if you don't shut up.
Wait, that's in the new game. The character sings that song?
Yes.
That's
the problem with a lot of JRPGs is JRPGs like to have a lot of voice acting and a lot of voice dialogue. It's fun, but sometimes I don't think about how fun they don't realize what it's going to be like when you've heard it 1,000 times. It's like after a while, it's like, dude, this is annoying. These characters need to shut the hell up. So I don't know. It's a problem. A lot of JRPGs.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I didn't get to play it yet because I'm waiting for the other two parts to come out, or the third part's gonna come out, right? And I want to play it all together because it kind of I don't want to get left in. I'm like, so I need to play it. So I love this. This is G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra. It's like a beat 'em up.
I think this is getting a physical release from limited run games soon. Actually, this is like in their coming soon section, I believe.
Which one?
Or it's on? Is it on Switch? Maybe.
I think so. I think it's on everything.
Okay.
I've never played it yet. It's decent. It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Yep. It's tough, but it's cool.
Yeah, I like beat 'em ups quite a bit.
Have you played the Power Rangers one yet, Joe?
I did. Yeah, it's on here. I got it on here.
Dude, I'm waiting for it. Like, I mean, it's $20, I think, or maybe it's $15, right? Because I heard it's a short game, but it looks great.
It's really cool, but it's tough. Like once you die, that's it. What we saw, there was no coming back. Like, you can continue.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't let me do that for some reason.
I definitely need to fix that, man. Yeah, but G.I. Joe looks pretty cool. You're playing as Snake Eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's cool.
But,
I love the G.I. Joe franchise, obviously. So
I thought about waiting for them to become physical, but I'm okay with buying these digital. I just want to pay like a cheaper price. So I'll probably wait for some kind of a sale for these games.
Yeah, they should do a cheaper price on the digital, but they don't, do they? They still charge $60 for the game.
They will try to. That's another thing we talked about on the channel before, is that they'll try to charge the same for digital as physical, which I think is insane. There should be a difference, but
yeah,
don't look at
because, that was the whole point. The physical copy costs more money to make. That's why it was always $80 or $60.
Exactly. We know how much money it costs for them to let you download it.
Well, they try to say like that since you can put it on multiple systems, that's a way of kind of like covering the extra cost, but I don't look at it that way. And what I mean by that is if you download a digital copy of a game, you could play it on probably 2 or 3 systems in your household or whatever like that. So that means multiple people have it on their system to play multiplayer or whatever like that, which, you know, is cool, but that should be the standard. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, for digital, not something you should charge.
If you have a physical game, you can play it on 1,000 different systems. You just pull a disc out and put it in another one.
There you go. So yeah, but yeah, man, I was just thinking about a lot of these games that are coming out, you know, and we have to wait for these physicals, and it might take like amount of time, and I'm kind of losing interest, you know. Like, I not saying I'm going the digital route, but you know, there was this game coming out, a limited run release, like did a pre-order for. It's called Homebody, and it's a survival horror game made by Game Grumps. You guys know about Game Grumps, right? They made their own game, and I played it. And oh, this is a great physical, but I don't feel like waiting until next year to buy a physical to play it. You know, I mean, I want to play it now. So it went on sale on the Switch for like $5, and then what I did was I grabbed my latest Switch games I bought, collected those points, and bought it with that. So I didn't pay nothing for it. I was like, man, this is great. So I'm playing the game, somewhat enjoying it because it's very puzzle heavy. You know, at least for me it was. But I was enjoying it, man. And I was like, man, why am I gonna wait to play this game next year when I can play it now? You know what I mean? That's where, you know, it's getting me with a lot of physical releases, man. Like, I feel like physical should be released the same time as digital, but the problem with that is that they're releasing these games in beta form. So they make a physical for it at the same time. It's going to be the broken version. You know, look at something like Daymare, you know, our favorite game, Joe, 1994. You play that game without a patch, man. You're playing a damn near entirely different game.
It's almost like it's the trend in gaming these days. Like my game of the year, Black Myth Wukong, didn't have a physical, and I wanted to buy it, but I purposely refused to pay $110 for a digital game because I can't justify that in myself, you know.
Right.
That, you know, I'll happily pay $109 for a physical, knowing that, all right, it hasn't got many copies. I can turn around and sell it tomorrow and get my money back, and I can still play it. But I had to wait 5 or 6 months to be able to play it.
But there's a dark side to physical games, and I will point you to. Have you guys seen what's happened to Okami?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They announced wait, was it a sequel or a remake?
They announced a sequel to Okami. So Okami 2 is coming.
The old one.
And then immediately, like within 24
out.
hours, every copy of the PS4 Okami
jumped
sold
up
on eBay is gone. All the ESRBs, you can still get Japanese and PAL. I think there's a few of them lying around, but all the ESRB copies are gone, and they were reposted for like $200-$300.
Yep, they're trying to get people to. Yeah,
if you guys just want to play it, the PS3 Japanese version plays in English. So there you go.
Right
I'm pretty sure the Japanese PS4 has English. I mean, you don't need to get the ESRB copy, but yeah, it's insane, man. That's $20 game for years.
And that's what
this happens in America more than the rest of the world. Like I feel like people on eBay in America are just a game gets announced for a reprint, like prices within hours of triple. Almost like they're waiting for
the reseller is watching everything, and as soon as something like that happens, he said, "Buy them all. We'll get quadruple the amount." And they bank on people's FOMO for that stuff. You know, I wish Capcom would have kind of announced a remake or more copies of it, you know, or something like that with this release. So that would have kind of helped out. But
they probably will release the PS5 version at some point. That's
they most likely will. If I'm thinking about it.
It came out on PS3. They released it again on PS4. Why not release it again on PS5 with the new game? I mean, if I was, you know, selling a game, I would do that. Like, I would re-release the original.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't even know there's a DS copy of it too. I believe maybe that jumped in price.
And there's a Wii version, and it was on PS2. Like, this isn't a new game. This has been around for a very long time.
But people just, I don't know, man. They just try to hop on that hype train sometimes, and you know, it's pretty crazy. That game was a well-received game. I never really cared for it, so
that's what I was just gonna say, Reggie. I thought it was boring.
Yeah,
I played it.
I mean,
it's a very beautiful game.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The artwork amazing in it.
Yeah. So that's crazy. It kind of reminds me of that time when me and Jason used to do Hidden Gems videos, and we would mention a game, especially when we did our PS2 one, and I mentioned Samurai Western in that video. No one cared about that game. No one ever heard of it. It was like a $20 game. After that video came out, man, people were trying to charge $300 for that game, and they were selling. because people wanted it because they couldn't buy it at a regular store, like at a regular GameStop, whatever. Like they had to depend on secondhand sellers. And it's a great game, folks that are watching, but not worth $300. No. And this is back when Atlas was on top of the limited chain where they didn't make that many copies of games. But it was one of their cheapest ones. And as soon as that video came out, man, Samurai Western, that's pretty badass. A samurai against the Cowboys, that's unheard of today. But it just went up in price like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I've noticed Jason doesn't seem to do as many hidden gems things anymore. He does more like collecting guides and his collection, and I think he's trying to feel like, because you guys must get everybody always complains YouTubers are influence prices and stuff, and it's just like, well, how are you supposed to talk about the games if you can't talk about the game?
But what was funny was they would blame Jason even though I'm the one talking about the game. It was like, what the hell? He doesn't even they would blame Jason even though I was talking about the
You're the one who mentioned it. Yeah
if I reason go to him, it's not that we want to stop
Reggie brings around.
I know, right? It's not that we want to stop doing them. It's just that we done a lot of them, man. We really put them out there. I think me and Jason are the top guys for putting out hidden gems.
They're all unhidden.
And if we do more hidden stuff, then it'll be more like probably obscure stuff that's like overseas or Japan and stuff. And people get weird when it comes to that. They want it to be American only. That's a hidden gem or whatever like that. So as far as doing hidden gems, we will only do them on newer consoles that are still available, like PS4, PS5, like in retail stores. So, but even then, we just, I don't know. It's been years since we've done one.
I do get that to an extent, Reggie, because of my rare and collectible videos that I've done. I'll get people asking me to that. I'll just randomly message me, someone I don't know, with a photo of a PS4 game. Is this going to be rare? I don't know. I don't even know that existed.
Yeah,
sure it will be.
Yeah, it's like, man,
my answer now is no. Almost everything, because there's 5,000 games for this system. There's not going to be full set collectors for the PS4. A lot of these things that make these games rare for other systems don't apply for the PS4 because it's just such a big system. It's so hard to talk about.
I think that people will be watching stuff like this. They'll be watching Reggie. They'll be watching the people. The PS4 library is so insanely massive. People aren't going to sit there and be like, let me just try out each game and I'll buy the ones I like. You can't do that. There's too many. So you have to ask. So what will happen is there will be PS4 experts, quote unquote, people who I have, a really big PS4 collection, Jason, Nicolo, the people who, focused on that, they will grow in popularity down the line and people will use them as resources and it will influence. As much as I hate to say it, people will eventually look up that Arab Drift Cars as a rare game and that game will go insane and stuff like that. It'll happen. So
yeah. It already has to an extent, but it'll be a crazy one. I can see.
Well, that's
I don't see that getting a reprint anytime soon through Video Games Plus.
Historically, most of these video games didn't gain all this value until 20 years after they were released. You know what I mean? It has to go through a whole generational cycle where we're in the PS4 is still in the shops and there are already games selling for tons of money. It's pretty wild to me that that's happening.
Yeah.
I don't think the PS3 and the PS4 has even remotely close to hitting its value of what it will end up being. I really don't. I don't think we've had that generational cycle yet for those. So we'll see. I think in 10 years.
We almost did when Sony announced they were closing the PS3 store and prices overnight doubled, quadrupled. They went crazy. But then the announcement closed, prices went back down, things have sort of gotten normal again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what's cool, what's crazy about that store, that was probably one of my best videos on my channel when I did that PSN store video. Those games, I think they don't want to close down the store because they want to release a lot of those games since they still have the rights to them on the PS5. And that happened with Dino Crisis recently. I actually owned Dino Crisis Digital on the PSN store, and it became available for free on the PS4 and PS5 for me. So I thought that was cool. So hopefully they'll get more of those games I have bought on the PS3 available on the PS5, and they come with trophy support. You guys ever heard of Pursuit Force on the PSP?
Yeah, I have 1 and 2.
Brother, they got that available on the PS4, PS5 store now, and it comes with trophies now. So I already bought it digital, and it was available to go. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know,
it really should be the case that everything's available. Like if you compare Steam to PlayStation, it'd be like having an old PC with your games on it. You upgrade to the new PC. Guess what? Every single game you bought, you can re-download and play. That's how Steam.
Whoa!
Check it out. You are right, Axiom. I did not know about this either.
Go to sold listings if they're actually selling.
The remake, yeah. So this is the Thailand. This is the Asian version, 39 plus 20. But yeah, ESRB looking at 180. This was like 1999 a week or two ago.
Oh, only Musha. Those games were the bomb, dude.
They were, dude. They were.
Japanese. Yeah. I don't think this has English. I don't think that.
Click on solds, Joe. See if any are selling.
And wonder if they do. It might have English for those versions, though. I don't know. I have to look at, but that's crazy, bro. But what about the PS2 ones? Did those jump up in price too, or just the PS4?
Yo, are those remakes, or is that like new games?
Yeah, that's a remake of the first game on the PS4.
That so fucking good.
It is, and what's crazy about that version is they had to cut some stuff out of it, like music, because some certain music in that game was licensed. So, yeah, wow, dude, that's insane.
So this one's sold on the 18th at 20. So it looks like somebody bought them all up on the.
Yeah, somebody bought them all at one. Yeah, I'm trying to.
It doesn't look like people are paying that price yet. So at the moment, it's just what people are asking.
You got a $58 one the other day. Another 58.
Yeah, a couple for 58.
A couple 60s, 60. So this is 60. So it's on its way. Let's put it that way. But yeah, that's pretty wild. But this what's what happens too. It's like freaking Helldivers 2 came out, and Helldivers 1 went like to the roof. Like it was so expensive for that game. I couldn't believe it. Space Marine 2 came out. Space Marine 1 on the PS3 it went crazy.
It went up? Really?
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Yeah, and I think that same thing with like it's like that the new Wolverine game announced that made the Wolverine game on PS3 go up. So like anytime that like a franchise like gets like interest or renewed, or there's like a lot of like people looking at it again, it just like seems to always reinvigorate people's interest in the older franchise. And I'm like the exact same way. The reason I find out about Helldivers 1 is I saw Helldivers 2 and I went, well, maybe I should play 1. I'd like to play 1 before I try 2. I'll get 1. And then it was insanely expensive. So I'm not the only one. You know, a lot of people think that way. They're like, want to play the whole series or check out the previous games first. Or they just want to have them all. Like I'm just like that. Like if I buy a game in a series, I tend to buy the whole series, even if like not all of them are good. Just being honest with you. Like what games I have? Flat Out racing games. I have Flat Out 1 and 2 on PS2, which are great, and then Flat Out 3 and 4, which are not. Not good. But I was like, I got 1 and 2. I got to get 3 and 4. I just can't help it. You know.
Wow.
Deadpool was a $40 game for 10, 15 years, and it's not a rare game. And then suddenly the movie came out and it shot up to $200-$300. And what's crazy for me is if you go to sold listings of Deadpool, there's hundreds of them. Like it is crazy how many people are paying this price. So I expect the price to stay like that because all these people who bought it are going to, if they sell it later on, they're going to be like, well, I paid $200 for this, so I'm not going to sell it cheap. You know, everyone's got that money invested into this game now, so it's like changed it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So when that happens, there's the initial FOMO spike where the game goes up way more than it should, and then it does always come back down, but it never returns to the pre-spike amount. So like a $50 game will be $300, and then you might be lucky if it comes back down to like 100, 150. You know what I mean? Like that's just what, like the trend that I always see. And it's funny too because I figured, you know, what blows my mind is I figured when remakes come out you would see like older games get cheaper, but that doesn't happen as much either. Like Tomba has not really gone down in price since the remake.
Well, you know why, right?
Oh, I heard the new version is a little whacked.
Yeah, it's whacked out, man. Like that's why I was like when people were posting like how they bought the limited run version. I was like so happy I got my PS1 version. This is how it was meant to be. They can't even get a fully like a working version pretty much with that one. You know what I mean? Like patched up to date. You know, it's just what the heck is going on, man.
Limited Run said they got their team to like test it, and out of the testers, one was able to finish the game, the other wasn't. Like You should be
Well,
releasing
50% failure rate. That's not very good.
2 testers
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
I know.
game you're going to sell a certain amount of copies of doesn't make any sense. And they need multiple people testing those games out, man. Limited run, they just want to make that money.
But we know Doug's not there anymore, so the whole core behind getting games you can play isn't their main focus anymore. It's money. It's
Yeah, man. Like it's like
collectors are owning these anyway. They're not even going to play them.
Yeah, Doug was definitely the glue that held them together, man. So losing him, man, it really shows, man, because he made the effort to like release games on Amazon, Best Buy, and make sure games were like fully patched when they came out. And now that he's gone, you're seeing the result. They try to release that game thing and nobody would notice.
Literally.
I don't think.
Guess what? There's companies out there like Doesn't Play who are going to try these games, and they're not going to let it down. Like every day, I'm seeing them call limited run out on Twitter, going, "Your games aren't working." Post them, like share screenshots of conversations from support saying, "Yeah, it will work," and then posting the game when it doesn't work. Like you can't lie to your customers like this. It's the internet. You're gonna get found out.
Yeah, man. That's why they got to stop. I don't know, all these remakes and stuff like that. They just got to make a sequel or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I just,
Oh, before I forget, speaking of limited run, not that they're connected or whatever, but I did want to mention that Doug Bogart's company, Rocket Games, he's been on the show. His pre-order for Croc was extended to like the 27th or something, but it's going to be closing soon. So if you did want to get the PS5 version of Croc or whatever, the Switch version, that's still available for like another week.
What kind of game is it?
it's like Mario 64. If you play Mario 64, like a 3D platforming game.
Yep, it's a 3D platformer. You like collect gems and run around and stuff like that. I loved it. It's a
PS1 classic.
It's a Mario killer.
It was an alternative. I mean, when I was a kid, it's funny. Like PlayStation to me, like that was my Mario 64 fill-in, and Legacy of Kain that just got remastered. That just came out. That was my Ocarina of Time fill-in. Like that was like Zelda, but like freaking metal. And that's why I like those games. So like, there's a lot of games like that. They're like Nintendo fill-ins to me. But yeah. So anyway, I think the Croc one is pretty awesome, and I would like to see them succeed. I think Doug actually cares about what he puts out. So I would like to see him succeed.
You still collect physical games?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He does, but that's I think his passion right now is that box, which I don't know.
That box is sick, man. I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, you have something like that in the house. It's like,
yeah. You don't mind me asking, what's the pretty penny on that? What's something like that go for?
Okay, so this one was about $7,400, which is, believe it or not, that's cheap.
It's actually not a bad deal for what it does, man.
Yeah,
it's actually cheap. But you can get, he makes different sizes. You can get a 2-player one with everything I've got also, and it's, it's way cheaper. And if you say, hey, Vito sent me, he can probably work a deal out with you.
Oh, hell yeah.
But you got to think of it like if you bought an actual arcade machine, those aren't cheap. You might get like one game. So you spend $7,500, you get something like this, and you have an infinite amount of stuff.
And again, there's numerous different companies to choose from to go with, but like, if it's not, he does it. In my opinion, he does it the best. And then after him would be Jason Baker with Intercom Retro. So it would be either of those two companies is who I would go with. There's things that I like better about Baker's than his, and there's things that I like better about his than Baker's. But I went with Jack because he's a hometown guy, and it's cheaper and pretty good. And I like his warranty. It's like anything that goes wrong with it, he'll fix it. As far as the buttons go and the controllers and shit,
That's good.
Like the
I have a
PC
question
stuff.
for you guys. I think it'd be fun. You are 13 years old. Your dad just gave you a $5 bill. You walked into the arcade. What is the first thing that you're playing?
Like today, or
no? You're 13 years old. This is back when
arcades didn't really. I mean, I'm.
You didn't have arcades.
Yeah, arcades like what?
He's like, I used to play Flappy Bird on my iPad when I was 13. I don't know what you're talking about.
Super Mario Brothers 3 probably when I was about 13, 14. Super Mario 3 came out. It was in the arcade. Then in Kingsburg, New Jersey, I played the shit out of it.
They had that in the arcade. I know they had Mario.
That was on an arcade.
It was a time game though, right? You have to play with a
No,
timer.
No, that when you play quarter, it was just quarters. If I remember correctly, it's 13. I'm 48 now, so Jesus Christ.
You're talking about with Mario 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the arcade for that, I believe, was in that Nintendo thing. So you put a quarter in, and you get a certain amount of time to play it before they want you to add more quarters in.
Mm.
You might be right. Yeah, it was Nintendo Classic or some shit was called.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Man, cool. Well,
What about you,
Joe?
Reggie? What's the first game you play?
In the arcades, like to kind of throw me back to like some of the good times.
Dude, that was my favorite times in my life. Going to the arcade was like a freaking better than Disneyland.
Well, one of the first games I actually got really good at was this game called Blood Brothers, and that game was awesome. Like, you know that game Wild Guns on Super Nintendo?
Oh yeah,
it's kind of based off Blood Brothers in the arcade in Cabal. It was my go-to game. I was good at it. Nobody ever played it, so I had to worry about anybody like bothering me or messing up. But I couldn't use someone to help me because it's a co-op game, obviously. But Blood Brothers was my game, man, and that'd be my go-to game. Now, a game that people probably will recognize more would be Double Dragon or Double Dragon 2. That'll be my go-to game as well.
It's badass. So there's a lot of games I used to always play, but like the first thing that I would actually try to always go to would be Addams Family Pinball if they had it. I wouldn't even that would be the first thing I look for in every arcade I go to, because for me, like pinball is like what a luxury item. Like it's just something that like I never ever thought I would be able to own in my home. So
he's got it pulled up, brother. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Blood Brothers.
Nice, bro.
I love that machine, dude.
Bloodstorm.
Yeah, I was
Blood Brothers is so cool.
Do you have Bone Storm from The Simpsons? That was the game that Bart used to play. Bone Storm.
Oh, I was almost gonna look for it.
But no, it's not real. But yeah, dude, man, pinball I loved in the arcade. And then after that, I would probably say House of the Dead 2 or House of the Dead. Like so that's the arcade for me. It was like it was always better than the home experience back then. And like there were certain things that like, I'm never gonna have this giant freaking House of the Dead thing set up like ever. So I absolutely loved those. Those are always my favorite things to go for first. Yeah, for sure.
See, the problem with me was when I was a kid, like I grew up really poor, so I never got to experience the arcades, and that's kind of why when I saw one of my friends with this thing, I was like, "What the hell is that? Where can I get one?" And then that's when I went down the rabbit hole of like which company's better. So I kind of living through my childhood in my 40s.
I had one game that I did play when I was a kid on the arcades, and that was the Simpsons arcade. I remember playing the Simpsons, the beat 'em up version of I think that's what it's called, the Simpsons arcade. And that's a great game. And like, there's a digital version of that on the PS3 that's taken down. I would love to get a physical copy or even just play that again on a PlayStation.
You can emulate it.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't feel the same.
So you bring up a decent point, Vito. It's like when I was we were like low income. I wouldn't say we were poor per se, but like we treasured the games that we got. Let's put it that way. And
that's good.
As a kid, you would just be drooling over all these games you couldn't have. So as an adult, like I feel like most of us are kind of living the childhood we wish we had in a way where like, you know what? Now I got the money, I got the time, I got the space. No one tell me not to. I'm getting every fucking game that I want. I don't give a rat's ass when anybody says. That's why I laugh when people are like, "Well, you buy so many games." I'm like, dude, I like it. It's fun. It makes me happy. Shut the fuck up. Like, what's the matter with you? Why are you mad someone's happy? Why are you mad that other people are having a good time?
No, I hate Joe, the one where they're like, "But why have you got 5,000 or 3,000? You can't play all of those games." It's like, most of them are in the plastic wrap. I'm not playing them. I'm a collector. Yeah, and then another one of my hobbies is gaming, and they just so happen to merge.
Correct. They don't get it. They don't understand. And like, what's funny is even all those people complain, like I still play more fucking games than they do. Even if I'm like, you're right. I didn't play all 5,000, but I did play like 600. Is that all right with you, pal? Like, god damn, man. What do we have a contest or something? Like, I don't understand. Like, I've never ever cared about how much other people are playing their games. I just like it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care.
You can play one game or 1,000 different games in a year and still have a great time, you know.
Exactly.
Figsy, your YouTube is Figsy Games, or what are you on?
Yeah, Figsy Games.
That's on YouTube?
Yeah. You got my big head on the photo. You can't miss it.
Now, Figsy, you guys want to do a little pickups? I don't know if you guys have some stuff, but Figsy's got some stuff.
Let's do it.
Hey, I'll go first.
A few things sitting there. Can't
let
hide
me go
them
first because you probably have more than me. So let me just do my thing.
Reg, what's yours?
Radical Reggie. He's muted. Okay. All right, so first thing I got was...
Sorry. I was trying to find the unmute button. I couldn't find it in time. What was the question?
I was asking what your YouTube was because I don't know what it is.
Oh, just the Radical one. Yeah. Just all one word, I think. Yeah.
So the first thing I got was the Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition.
Oh.
I've actually never played this game. Ever. I have no nostalgia for it, but it is another like old school FPS game that Night Dive Studio has redone, and I'm just like loving all of the Night Dive Studios remasters that they're coming out with. I think they're amazing, and I just wanted to have this one too because I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I've never played this particular game, so I can't say for sure, but I'm assuming I'll have a good time. I like shooting things. You guys ever play this? You ever play this back in the day? Rise of the Triad.
I remember
seeing it in magazines.
Like a mafia game.
It's like an old PC game, and I don't know. I think you're fighting monsters. Could be
nice.
wrong. I don't know. This thing doesn't tell you shit. The limited run has the crappiest freaking back. They don't. That just doesn't work. Like
Dawn returns again.
Nothing. Doesn't tell you nothing about this game. It just says like. All original Rot episodes and expansions, a new episode created by New Blood, Night Dive, and Apogee. Oh, that's cool. So there's like a new adventure. Pretty cool. I also picked up SVC Chaos SNK vs. Capcom. Pretty excited to have this. They limited run did this. I think I Am 8-Bit did it as well, I believe. And I think there's a Japanese copy too. So if you want a copy, I'm sure it's easy enough to get. But yeah, pick this up. Also, I did want to mention, I don't know, we talked about it, that the SNK or the Neo Geo collections on the Switch, they just announced Volume 3 and Volume 4 too. So now they have 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you want to get some Neo Geo stuff on the Switch, they have them in Japan. And I know the second I order all 4 copies, they'll get announced in the West. But I have, they haven't yet. So I grabbed Squirrel with the Gun. Because why wouldn't you? You're a squirrel and you have a gun, and it was on sale for $19.99.
Bigger than the squirrel. Please tell me the gun's bigger than the squirrel.
Yeah, it is. Literally, look. There's the squirrel. There's the gun.
I feel like this game's going to be a lot of fun, like Goat Simulator or something.
Like stupid, like Goat Simulator, right?
Yeah.
Like a stupid name, but it's actually really fun.
Yeah, you get to drive a little car around, blowing stuff up like the squirrel. I mean, it's completely ridiculous, and that's what I'm here. I'm here for that. Let's go. Like I said, it was $19.99 too. You stupid, funny, you got me. This is also on sale when I grabbed it. It's a Cocoon. This is like a puzzle game, which I've actually been really into puzzle games a lot lately. And this is made by the people who made Inside and Limbo.
Oh yeah.
And I love Inside and I love Limbo. I think they're absolutely fit. I really, really enjoy both of those games.
For some reason, when you held it up, the old movie.
But this is definitely different than those games. It's not a 2D game. It's like a top-down view. But yeah, the artwork looks cool. The puzzles look fun. And I'd recommend it if you like puzzle games. Oh, T-Streak platinumed it recently. It's a really intense puzzle game. There we go.
Awesome.
This I pre-ordered, and thank God I did, Reggie. I got my Clock Tower Rewind on the PS4, baby. I don't think I'm going to open this. I'll be honest with you. I think I might buy this game digitally and play it that way because I have a feeling that this is going to be rare. So basically, the reason the PS4 copy I think is so sought after is Limited Run made the PS4 copy, and I don't think it came out in any other regions. So like there's a Japanese PS5 and a Japanese Switch copy, but I don't think they came out with a PS4 version. Am I right, Reggie? You there? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
So yeah, this one is the one that will be the hardest to get. And there it is, Clock Tower Rewind.
I'm still hopeful that Video Game Plus are going to announce that they've got stock, because I'm at the point now where I don't really want to order from limited run games. I'd rather just buy
more
from
in
another
shipping.
company.
You pay more.
Give someone else my money, because like I don't like their business practices. I don't like a lot of things they do. All I like are some of the games they put out. You know.
I don't. You know, at the end of the day, if they're putting out games I want to get, I'm getting them. I'm not here to moralize and boycott people because of my fifis and stuff like that. That's not how I am, man. Like I just, you know, people get all involved, and it, you know, even with the anti-woke stuff, which I agree with most of it, I think a little bit, some of it's over the top. Like, you know what I mean? That's when people, like, when you were like, "Is Grand Theft Auto?" I'm like, let's just relax. Let's see how Grand Theft Auto comes out before we like start getting mad about it. They did that with Silent Hill 2. People were like, "Oh, it's going to be done." It was fine. And people got all mad about Dragon Quest 3. It's fine. It's fine.
Great.
There's different degrees of that, and just because there's a little bit of it doesn't mean that the game is irredeemable.
Wait, what was the outrage over Silent Hill 2?
Say what?
What was the outrage over Silent Hill 2? What were they all like?
They were saying that they made the women in the game ugly compared to the PS2 version. And like, I don't know, I guess they did. Like, if you compare the two models, I mean, sure, but like, I didn't even notice until someone pointed it out. So, I mean,
I didn't see.
There's literally people playing, looking for things like that, so they can go on Twitter and talk about it.
Yeah, and they were saying that one of the characters could be trans or something like that, and it's not. None of that's true. The game's fine. It's a good game.
No, Silent Hill was outstanding.
Yeah, it's not woke. It's fine. Like, people, like, it's, you know, so what it is that there's, you know, people have monetized that content, and their audience wants that type of content, so they're going to make that type of content regardless of whether or not it's valid. Like, they're going to look for things to say, to make videos about. They need to. That's their job. Like, their job is to criticize that. So if there's nothing else that they, you know, if they have to find something to criticize. That's all I'm saying. So they'll pick something and overreact when people need to chill a little bit. Not saying it's all wrong. Not saying it's not warranted. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does. It's definitely a problem. So, hey, what's up, Tari fanboy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I grabbed Animal Well on the Switch. Kind of wish I got it on the PS5 too, to be honest with you. This game is supposed to be amazing. But yeah, it's like another puzzle game. But it's supposed to be just like absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've heard of this game, but
I never heard of it.
I haven't seen it before.
Dude, it's got insanely good reviews.
Yeah, kangaroo on the back?
I can't remember. There's somebody famous associated with, like, I think some streamer helped make it or something. God damn, my memory's so bad. There was some sort of thing with it, but it's one of those games that, like, it tells you nothing, but it's like super intuitive and like super fun to figure out. Like, everybody who's played this game has said it's absolutely fantastic. So I would highly recommend this game. Like, if you like are just looking for a unique experience and you know you want to play a puzzle game. Oh, see, look at this. D Street's played everything. Guys, he's like a walking review. And Ulster says it's really good. And there we go. Seriously, he's like, I platinum that. Oh, Reggie, you missed it while you were gone, man.
What happened?
I got my clock tower, bro.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you have 2 copies, though. One more.
I wish I had 2 copies. I could order 3 copies.
But that's awesome. I'm glad you got it, man. I think I'll eventually be able to get one, but I'm not going to cave into the prices they're asking.
Nah.
I'm the same.
Do a trade. Somebody will out a conventional help.
Does the Japanese copy have English? Does anyone know? Like, I'm at the point where I don't mind these days.
Yeah, you can get the PS5 or the Switch copy from them. No problem. And then my last pickup was I got my copy of Turok 3 from Limited Run. And I got the super cool exclusive sleeve that holds all 3 games.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool.
And honestly, I really like these sleeves that they make. And I'm so glad I got this one because I've missed out on the Persona ones, and I've missed out on so many of the sleeves that I should have been paying attention and I should have bought. So yeah, this is the Turok collection. Holds all 3 games. I think it looks freaking awesome. By Night Dive Studios. And I'm super excited for the new one, Turok Origins. You guys see the announcement for that one? The new one?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Is it going to be third person or first person?
It is third person. That's a great question, Vito. So it's not a first person FPS like it used to be. It's like a over the shoulder third person type thing, and it's like a co-op thing. I'm thinking they're trying to make Turok into some sort of kind of like a Monster Hunter thing vibe. That's what I'm getting from it. But I haven't played it. Obviously, it's just it just got announced, so could be different. But that's the vibe I'm getting from it. Looks like kind of like a co-op hunting game. We go out and get dinosaurs.
Right on, man. The last Turok game I played was the one on PS3, which I think is Turok 4, or maybe it's just called Turok.
I think it was just
called Turok on the PS3.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
Do I own that?
It's a cheap game. At least it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that if I don't have it.
Is it expensive the PS3 version? Because I know they got it back.
It's
online.
always been cheap, at least unless it's gone up in price recently.
Okay. Because I know they got it back online via the Xbox or something. They were telling me, but yeah, I hear it was a fun game to play online back in the day.
Like I just said, they announced a new one. I bet it's probably gone up a little bit since they announced it. Wouldn't surprise me.
I got some cool stuff to show off this week.
Heck yeah.
Well, I'll start with this big one. So I happened to be awake the other day at 8 o'clock. I'm never awake at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I seen on Twitter that EB Games had more 30th anniversary in stock, and it was online orders or click and collects. I jumped on, seen the controller, put it in my cart. It was 40 kilometers away, went to buy it, and it was sold out. Like in my cart, sold out. So I went back, clicked on the console, sold out. Clicked on the other console, sold out. Clicked on the other controller, sold out. But I clicked on the portal, and there was one like 150 kilometers away. So I click and collect it. Did a 3-hour round trip. Picked it up yesterday. So I finally got something from the 30th anniversary. It's an amazing, beautiful box. It's really got that PS1 feel to it. I'm really happy to have it. It's in nice condition. The guy that served me was really rude. I've never had more rude service in an EB game. So, have you guys ever had the employees where you'll have games on the counter and then they'll just smash it with their hands to close the cases? Like, you just smashed my games. I actually said I'll pass on those games. I'm not going to take them. I picked up 4 games to buy, and he's just hitting the table with them. And was being really rude too. He's like, "Oh, do you know about this thing? You're not a scalper, are you?" I'm like, buying it for my collection. Thanks, mate.
That's great. Why is yours yellow?
It's business.
Look at yours is yellow. Why is yours yellow? Mine's white.
Our original PS1 boxes had that yellow too, so that's cool.
The Australian one's yellow. Now it gives me a reason to buy an Australian one. Now I need that one yellow.
I actually didn't know that they were exclusive. I thought that we just got sent, they made 10,000, blah, 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 and we just got sent this stock where we must have got our own made over here. It's really cool. Next, I did a trade with one of my buddies, Judd, for a few games, and we picked up Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. I love Oddworld series, so I'll pick up everything for it. I do already own this on PS3, but I'll put it again in my Switch collection. And then one that was on the list, I'm working on all the first-party Switch titles. So we have another one, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. There's so many first-party Switch titles, it's crazy. And I also got a steelbook I was after, and that is the Final Fantasy 16 steelbook. It's in a plastic sleeve.
Right on.
That's cool.
Moving on to PS5.
He's in Tekken now, bros. Clyde.
This was $5 or $10 or something on a Cyber Monday sale for EB Games. I've showed the PS4 version last week, but for that price, I'll add it to my PS5 collection. And that's Persona 5 Tactica. I feel like this didn't sell as well as I expected.
Oh, no, not at all, dude. It tanked. I mean, it's VGP is giving them away with every purchase. It's like
You can buy Persona 5 for $5 on their website. That's kind of crazy, right? Imagine buying Persona 3 or 4 for $5, you know. Wild to think about. And then my game of the year finally came in. I've been playing this, Black Myth Wukong. Now you might look at this and be like, why have you got a sticker on the front? So this sticker was actually on the outside of the seal. I took it off and put it on my cover because I didn't want to throw it in the bin, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally sometimes if I really like stickers, I won't open them. Like Red Art Games, those new deluxe editions they make, I never want to open any of them.
Does have like inside artwork too, so you do get a nice release of what it is. And I'm probably 20 hours in already. I'm halfway through the game, halfway through the chapters. I'm absolutely loving it. It's such an amazing experience. It's a Dark Souls game. It's a new Dark Souls game. That's all it is. It's got their own spin on it, their own story, but the core of it, it's just a Dark Souls game.
And it's a good build. Does It Play just did their review and says it works great. There's like no issues with it. Complete on disc.
Shout out to Reggie for recommending this one. Here we have Forgotten Realms, Demon Stone.
Yes.
I love cheap games when they're cool. This was $10 delivered. Like you can't say no to that. The artwork's absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Oh my god.
This was
It's heavy too.
Palace
It's got a, thick manual. Lovely disc. I love even discs of artwork and things like that. Just a fantastic title.
Right
we didn't get that in the West, did we, Reggie?
Yeah, we did. It's just got a different cover, which I do not like. It's like a reddish white cover, but that cover like really shows you what the game's about, man. So that's the best cover ever. Great game. It plays like you ever played Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers for PS2? Oh, yeah. That's what it plays like. Same makers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Lord of the Rings games on PS2 were awesome.
Some of the PS3 ones are cool too. Yeah. All right, this next one's exciting. If you've been a fan of the show for a while, you know I've been working on Pokemon games, and in particular the Australian ones, and I've been collecting every single one for every system except the GameCube and the N64, and I finally completed my set. This is the last one I needed, and that is Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. It's in like absolutely fantastic condition, 9.5 out of 10. Maybe even 10. I don't think there's any flaws to this box. It's perfect. So I'm super happy to have it. This one took about 6 months to find. There was one copy online and it had a rip in it and it was like $600. So I just waited and waited and waited. And eventually one popped up in really nice condition. It's complete. Super happy. It completes my set. So I'm done with Pokemon until the new one comes out, which is I didn't think years ago I was ever going to actually complete that set, so it's pretty cool. I got one more pickup. So, I have 2 orders. One of them arrived, one didn't. They were both sent at the same time. I checked my tracking on Monday, and they were both at my local post office. And then one box was there to pick up, and the other got sent to a different state. Like it was at the post office, and they sent it to another state. But I did get my Persona 4. This is called the Grimoire Edition, and it includes the game and the Steelbook. I just so happened to be on Video Games Plus when they announced a reprint of these. I missed out on all the initial ones, so I went for it and I got them. Absolutely stoked. This is a really beautiful box.
Yeah, you have that one, and you have the limited one from the one I gave you, sent you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I'm just missing the standard version, so I'll try and work on those. What I don't like about this one is it doesn't say that it's PS4. I actually had to really dig, and the only difference between this and the Xbox version is the barcode. The Xbox version has an X in the barcode. This one says LR. The Xbox will say LRX. So, like, it kind of sucks. However, the Switch version says Nintendo Switch on the top. I got the Switch one as well. So here we have P4. I did order P3s as well, but they were in the box. They got sent to another state, and they're not arriving for like another 2 weeks because of Christmas. So thanks, Australia Post.
Wow.
And I'm super happy to have these in the collection. I missed out on all the initial Persona releases. I feel like if you want them like me, just keep watching Video Games Plus or any other site because they just keep announcing more stock, which is weird because they sold out like a year ago. It's like they're holding stock to sell later on. I don't get it.
I have a completely unrelated question, Figsy. How many states in Australia? Because you said another state. So how many states do you guys have?
I think there's 8. Well, we
Okay.
have 6 states and 2 territories. So
Sweet. Awesome.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Except we call
7
them
states and
Wallabaloos.
Yeah. Yeah, our states are big. We got some big states.
Dingo ate me baby, mate.
You got any pickups for us, Vito?
Yes.
All right, you're up, man.
The retro shooter light gun, RS Reaper 3. It's a brand new light gun, came out. I actually got it given to me from my friend Chase Brogan. There was only 6 that were sent out to YouTubers to review. Chase let me get it to review, and it's nice, right?
Yeah, that sounds like it's got some kickback to it. It's an actual.
You can change the color of the. I'll bring it closer to the camera. It's a 24 bolt, so it's got a nice. Basically, the Time Crisis guns that I was asking about. This is like a way cheaper version of it. That's why I was asking, because I wanted to convert it to a gun for our version. This is Retro Shooter, totally different company, but same concept.
And these are ones that are all designed to work on modern televisions, no CRTs.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Do they use does your cab have like sensors on the screens around the edges for those? Is that how it is? Gotcha.
Yeah, here, here,
Okay.
here, and here, and then the ones. The thing that's shitty is the gunfire. You have to do 4 also, but they're set up differently. So gunfire is up, down, left, and right. So it's kind of shitty. If I want to use either or, I have to convert. When you have guns that use the same setup, and you have that Jason Baker Intergram Retro light gun drive I told you about, you could use 2 different gun for at the same time. Like I could use gunfire and retro shooter at the same time. Whereas, as long as the leads are the same, so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, dude. Hell yeah! So many fun toys.
These are like $300 for a pair, and you get.
Oh, that's not bad for the pair.
You get a whole kit. Yeah, no, retro shooter is affordable as fuck.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They had these red and blue guns that came out originally, and they were kind of shitty, and they only had the 2 IRs, and it was like really inaccurate. Then they dropped the 4 IR, and it was like so much better. And then they dropped the rifle, like a little rifle machine gun type thing you could do. It's pretty cool. And then now this is the latest release. It's literally just releasing right now.
That's
so
cool.
Totally worth it. It's like $300. If you're going to invest in one of the light gun drives, and you just want to buy some light guns, this would be worth it.
I like that. I like the little haptic feedback thing. I used to love the Terminator light gun game with the Uzi. You know what I'm talking about? And
it's all about the recoil. Like if you don't got the
dude,
that constant recoil, it gets
so cool. That literally made me feel like I was freaking, Rambo or friggin'. It was such a cool feeling as a kid to use.
Yeah, my only other drawback to the cabinet is he only sells aim track light guns. Like you could put whatever light guns you want on, you just got to get it configured. Aim track, you pull the trigger once, it clicks once, that's it. You got to pull the trigger again to click. With the gunfire and the retro shooters, you just hold the trigger down and it's pop, 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 pop. It's like a machine gun. That's what I love about the light gun games.
Does that thing have like support for trackballs and stuff like that? If you want to play like, millipede and shit like that?
Yeah, trackball's right here.
Oh, it's behind your name. That's why I can't see it. That's fucking awesome, dude. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, because that's like there's some certain games like you need that. Like you can't really play it without it. Or you need like the spinner for Arkanoid.
Yep. Spinner's right here.
Oh, dude, this thing's
damn.
It's got, like I said, I had him load this fucking thing up with. I said, "Give me everything."
That's cool, dude.
I love Darth Maul's face.
The dual joysticks, the custom, the artwork's all mine. That's my old guild from Star Wars Galaxies. That's my Star Wars Galaxies character right here, my Jedi.
That thing's cool, man.
And then I had Arcade Adam. He gave me the custom the little dust covers. I installed those, and the Rebel and the Imperial symbol. I installed those myself from Arcade Adam. He has an Etsy shop, and my light gun holsters are from Arcade Adam.
That's awesome, brother. Yeah, I want one. I want one with the 16:9, and I want one with the Tate mode screen too. I'm Tate mode. I would love to have something like this dedicated to shmups only, like with the vertical screen. Oh man, I would kill to have one of those. Just put all the cave games on there and everything.
Good to go.
Hell yeah, man. Super cool.
They make freaking pinball machines like this, like virtual pinball machines.
Yeah.
Same thing with like 1,000 tables on. They're sick. Those things are insane, man. Those things run like 10 grand easily.
If I ever get any type of home pinball, it'll be something like that. The virtual pinball, at first, I was like, oh, I don't know if I didn't be into that, but it is pretty amazing now, and they have like the haptics in them, and it feels real, and it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it sounds like the ball's rolling around at the classics. You think the ball's like it looks real. My buddy Alan has one. I'm gonna put a review video out on his virtual pinball machine. I'm gonna do like a nice review on the games and tables. Be coming out at the end of January. So I'll send you.
Hell yeah, nah, man. I need to. When the interest rates come down, Joe Rad's getting a bigger house, and then you'll see some new toys. Yeah, I can't wait to move. I have equity up the asshole in this place, but I don't want to buy. I can't buy. It's too expensive right now. What's the point of selling? You know,
I'll get you connection.
It's all about timing. You know, you could just lose all that equity because you timed it wrong.
We can get you guys hooked up. Especially, I think Reggie, you got a really big channel. I think Jack's looking for big channels to promote his arcade cabinet.
Hey, I got 185 subs, bro.
Oh yeah, man, I would love to. Yeah, I'm gonna hit me up or whatever. Definitely.
I'll get you. I'll pass his information to Joe Rad, and he can pass it to you. Or
okay, sounds like a plan.
Reggie, you got anything you want to show off?
Yeah. Wait a minute, I wasn't on camera the whole time.
No cam.
Holy shit!
I thought you said you were in the bathtub, so I didn't want
to. Well, let's fix this. Hold on. There I am. Whoa. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. And we got some pickups for you guys, and I think you guys will be interested in these. So, from a company called Nights into Dreams on Instagram, he made Silent Hill. Well, now if you missed out on Silent Hill 2, the remake, like I did, like we talked about earlier, look no further than getting Silent Hill 2 D-Make on the Dreamcast. Yes, this is Silent Hill 2 as a beat 'em up. James Sutherland and Heather Mason are going to Silent Hill. They're going to town on the monsters in Silent Hill. And even they get to team up with Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head helps them out, teams up. It's a great beat 'em up. You play games like Streets of Rage, you'll be right at home with this one. But yeah, Streets of Rage type of beat 'em up for Silent Hill. So definitely something pretty cool. Sorry about that blur. Next game here, I finally got I buckled down after talking to Jason, and I got the Atari 50th anniversary expanded edition.
Yeah, I should get that. I heard it is worth it to get the upgrade.
It's worth it just for the interviews alone, man. Like hearing these guys talk about their games and what Atari was going through at the time, man, is amazing. So definitely happy to have that. You know, I'm not a big Atari guy, but I did like the 7800. And speaking of the 7800, I finally got the Atari 7800 Plus.
Oh, I'm getting one of these too. I have to pick one up.
I think Joe Cade got one of those. I think he reviewed it too on his channel.
Yeah, so I didn't really know too much about it coming out, so I found out about it late until I saw some reviews for it, and I said, dude, I have to have one of these because I have an Atari 7800 game that I've been sitting on for years because I've been looking for Atari 7800, but they were way too expensive than what I wanted to pay for them, so I was just walk past them. But this coming out is a blessing, and even comes with a game called Crystal Quest, so that's cool. But not only that, though, here's one of the main reasons I wanted one.
Plays 2,600 games, and he uses original controllers.
Exactly. But I got Baby Pac-Man for
what
700.
Is that?
Nice.
Yeah. So Atari Age, before they got bought out by whoever, they used to make people make games for the system, and Baby Pac-Man never got a release outside the arcade, right? So somebody actually made the game itself, and I almost bought the arcade game back in the day, but the reason I passed on it because it has too many problems being a hybrid. It's a pinball machine and a regular arcade, so I was like, no way, I can't mess with that. So
they're releasing new hardware for Atari games, right? The Kitchen Brothers. I interviewed Dan Kitchen at the Connecticut fucking RetroCon Gaming Con, Retro World. We went there. I interviewed him. He's real cool. He's releasing new games that you can play on those systems now.
Yeah, man, which is great. there's a couple I missed out on, and people are trying to sell them for eBay for like crazy amounts. But I just got to find the connection of the guy who's like somebody who's making some of these games, so I can get them for the regular price. Because I want to buy Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr. Those are games I mainly want to have on the system. So, but Baby Pac-Man
website. Check the Kitchen Brothers website. We'll see what they got.
Okay, right on. I'll do that. Heck yeah, Kitchen Brothers.
But they need. I really hope they come out with a 5200 plus, man, and I know they won't.
No, that's like the black sheep of the Atari system.
I love the 5200, and I'm
really.
Hell yeah!
Oh wow.
Well, you gotta understand, compared to the 2600, the 5200 was insanely better.
Yeah.
It just has, the only problem is it only has like 80 games. Same problem with the 7800. It's only got like 80 games.
No, less than that. It's like 40 games or something like that officially. I believe. Yes.
The hack, the homebrews, and the mod. There's like, if you get into that, then there's a lot more 7800.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where I want to enter into. Like, I want the more homebrew games for it. Make it worth having. But yeah, because I got the regular Atari 7800 is RF, so this one is HDMI, so easy access. So that's another reason.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick that up because Atari is one of the funnest things you can still collect for because it's not ridiculous. You can still find games for like $5 that are fun, $10. The sought after games are expensive, but box games like you're going for, that'll be expensive. You just want carts, you'll have a good time.
Next game here, a little bit of survival horror as an RPG. We got Raging Bites.
Oh, I've been trying to get. I've been looking at this, Reggie. I'm going to pick this up too. It looks so good.
Yeah. It is a survival horror game, but you play it as an RPG. So it's turn based because it's sprite work and everything like that. But man, so the game
Final Fantasy, but like horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. It definitely has scares in it, so a little horror and everything like that. And you can run out of items during your battle, so you got to be careful. But man, it had me hooked with the story, man, because it starts out pretty crazy. It's a lot of talking in the beginning, but once you get past like the first chapter, it kind of starts out like The Walking Dead. Like your main character wakes up in a hospital. It is so creepy. You're trying to get out of that hospital, man. But it's definitely something that I would call like a hidden gem. And it wasn't really well promoted from what I've seen. I accidentally found out about this game. So
I saw somebody else pick it up on the Facebook group, and that's the only reason I knew it existed.
Oh, was it the Place That Ain't Dead group?
Yeah, it was either Sean Pye.
Yeah, Sean, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Sean.
Literally, like they
Short that's where I see my new PS5 games.
Yeah, Sean. And Sean posts. That's how I find out about new PS5 games. Sean.
It's same here. Like those guys are my go-to guys. I say that if you guys want to collect for PS5 or know what's going on, subscribe to PlayStation Ain't Dead. Those guys definitely know what's up.
So got this game, love it, and yeah, definitely pick it up, folks. Next thing I got here is this is why I got up earlier. I had to check the mail because the mail came late, like 8 o'clock. It's like, what the hell? But Unicorn Overlord.
Nice.
I got a taste of this game, like the first chapter of this game. I said, this game is a must-own, dude. And this was the first vanilla game that I hadn't really looked into. But now, dude, I'm so happy I played because it's really well done, man. Vanilla does great work on their games, man. So I had no reason to really think this wasn't going to be great. But like sinking your teeth into like a tactical RPG can be like, it can be intimidating sometimes. You're like, I don't have time to play that game right now. But this game is compelling, and it will pull you in. So it's definitely something I could get into. I just beat Ease 10, so this will probably be the next RPG type-ish game I'll play. But Unicorn Overlord, definitely something I think a lot of people will like.
I got a vacation coming up. I need an RPG to play. Maybe that'll be the one.
That's my
favorite. Vanilla is so good. But
I did get some Retrobit controllers, wireless GameCube and PS4.
Oh, nice. I want a really cool PS4 controller. I've seen that.
Those are dope.
Dude, man, Retro Fighters, man, like they are really putting out some good stuff, man. Like I think they're going to put out a Dreamcast wireless.
Yeah,
next.
they're putting out a 6-button Dreamcast controller that looks like it's also like optional Saturn, optional Genesis. It's like all one. It looks freaking awesome. Yeah,
I love that they're still making controllers for these older systems, man, and it really it's just really good for the community. Next game here, you guys might have saw this on Jason's video. This is called Let Me Out, Please. This is a survival horror game that's very similar to games like not Left 4 Dead, but I would say more like Dead by Daylight, where it's about these kids that are trapped in a high school at night, of course, and you're being stalked by a monster. But this monster not only can kill you, but they could like turn your friends against you. They can turn them into monsters, and your friends will come after you. So you have to like open up these chests to do this kind of like I forgot, like a ritual thing. You find 4 of them, and then you can escape the school. But it's eerie, man, because you got the gymnasium, 3/4 of the school. You know, it's very crazy. And not only that, what's cool about this game, you can play with bots. So not only you can play with people online, if there's nobody online, you can play with bots, and the bots are pretty smart. So you have a good time still playing it single player. But man,
I think that's important for online games because once the servers are down, it makes them playable still, you know. Or once the player base dies, they're still playable.
Yeah, and the reason they don't really do it is because they think it'll hurt their sales for the game if people depend on playing it offline or whatever like that. They want to have control over everything. That's why you see all this online stuff. Like even for Dead by Daylight, they only added bots because people started leaving matches, and that would make their character disappear, and that would screw everybody else over in the match. So now bots exist if people exit the match, which is crazy. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, Let Me Out, Please. Definitely a cool game. And next up, it has one of the most broest games out there, and that is Broforce.
I love that game. I have that on here.
Dude, cool. Broforce is so cool, dude. So nostalgic, man. Like if you want one hero gets killed, another hero you remember from your childhood will take his place, and they all have like different like techniques and stuff like that. You got the Terminator, you got Blade, Rambo, of course. I mean, just everybody. Bolo Young. It's like, come on, man.
The first one,
huh?
Is that the second one or the first one? Because there's 2 of them.
It's both. It's all of them because they put Broforce Forever in this as well. So you get part 1 and 2.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So it only cost $20. It was on sale during Black Friday. Everybody went for the Switch version, but Joe, you know me, man. I did some more research and found that the PS4 version was on sale as well. And it didn't sell immediately because everybody's going for the Switch copy. So I was like, yes, got my copy to go. And yeah.
I like that. You can like blow up everything in that game.
Yeah, dude.
Destructible. That's one of the. I love games
I got part 1 up here on the screen.
Nice. And something next up, we have something that's kind of like more on the, I don't know, making money route, I guess. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about. I had an experience where I went to a game store recently, and I had some stuff for sale, and the stuff I had for sale was estimated about $2,400 worth of stuff, right? I knew what I wanted for it via trade-in, you know, and I went to trade it in. The guy offered me $450, and I couldn't believe this is a well-trusted store. And I was like, wow, dude, like never again. So it really like kind of like pushed me to buy something to sell myself, and I got myself a thermal printer. So
this guy.
Yeah. So I could print stuff from home that I sell and have the post office come here and pick it up. So boom. So now
mailbox. Yeah.
I have 3 different printers. I cannot live without them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this because I figured like you probably had a thermal printer like this. So I just have one for now because I'm not going to really be selling that much. But you know, really,
print?
Huh?
What does it print? The thermal printer. What does it make?
It prints labels
for like stuff you ship out. You know, and these are sticker labels too, so you don't have to like tape them on.
And it's thermal, so you don't need ink.
Yeah, which is great. But thermal,
they're a high investment initially, but the reels are cheap to buy the paper. Well, it's not paper, it's not plastic stuff, but they're cheap. You can get them on eBay in bulk. I've got a small one for letters, and then I have a large one set up for addresses just because I don't want to have to take the paper out every time and replace it. And then I have a normal printer for paper because when you do international and stuff like that, you can't use the label makers.
You guys sell things online?
Yeah, I do.
I'm
eBay
going to.
time, so
I'm going to.
Nice.
I'll probably never sell to a game store ever again. And I just want to store credit, Fixie. But when somebody rips you off like that, it's like, dude, get out of here. Because I had a bunch of super rare games in there, like super rare, and he was kind of like marking them out. I paid $10 for this one, $15 for that one. I was like, what the hell, dude? These are not just like some common games, but
yeah, these are rare games.
But I said, you know what? That'll just teach me not to sell to you, and I'll never take anything to him again. But next cute
relationships too. You know, he clearly didn't want to build a relationship with you, just blatantly ripping you off like that.
Well, he was nice before always, and I always brought him good stuff, but he doesn't. He hates looking stuff up to see what it's worth, or he says he can't find it allegedly, and that's what happened. But even his employee looked at him like he was crazy when he made me an offer.
scan the label. Isn't there an app you can scan a label to tell how much it's fucking worth?
It's easier than ever to look stuff up.
Yeah, or just go to eBay, see what it's selling for, stuff like that. But he didn't. Obviously, for some reason he didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, well,
and if you can't find it, it's probably because it's rare and actually worth something.
Exactly. He turned down Stormwind for the Dreamcast, which was the first official release for that game, I believe. Yeah. And I can't take this. Dreamcast stuff is not selling well, so I don't want to take this. And this is a shoot 'em up.
Dreamcast?
Yeah,
that's a lie. That's like Dreamcast stuff sells well and Saturn.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I've never seen anywhere that had no cheap Dreamcast games that weren't selling well. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but it made me think, like, is he really looking this stuff up, or are you just like, it's like, what the hell? So
Saturn doesn't sell well. It's like, what, dude? Like, you can't find it. How do you mean?
Yeah. So yeah, that, like I said, that just helped me avoid like even doing business with him like that ever again. Like when it comes to trade-ins, if he has something I want, I might pick it up, but more likely,
it's not that much work to sell games yourself, and the profit in it is worth not.
It's worth it.
Not going to other places and
going to the post
turn
office
that into other games. So it's
definitely
worth it in the long run.
Well, initially, I wanted store credit because I was going to buy something from the store, and I thought I would have more than enough to get that item, and I had less than what it took to get it. I was like, wow, dude. So never mind. So that's the reason I took it into him. If I wanted cash, I would have just did it myself. But now I'm definitely going to just take the cash and do it myself because it'll be easier. And I got the tool to do it now. Next game here, I got a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
Finally have the PS4 version, which I got like for a good deal, which was nice. I got Shinobi Non Grata. And that's how you pronounce this? Strictly Limited. It's a Shinobi game. And I got number 82 out of I don't know how many they made it. It's probably like 3,000-4,000, maybe even less than that. But Shinobi game. Cool. I haven't played yet. It's still sealed, obviously.
I was one of the ones that took 57 years to get shipped. So.
Oh, I know, right?
That one too, and I don't even remember what it is.
Yeah, it's like Strictly Limited's got to get on it, man. Because I don't like when it comes to shipping, dude. It's like they need to get some warehouses in America and have stuff there, so that way it'd be a lot better.
Well, that Iron Meat money's gonna help. Is rolling in, so hopefully they shipped it out. One of my Darius games got a shipment thing the other day, so it's happening.
But I read that a lot of people complaining that Iron Meat money is just going to help publish these games that they've already taken money for. So
they're getting called out so hard, man. Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't care. Everybody order Iron Meat. Do it, please. I want my games I ordered.
It looks like they're practically sold out already.
Well, that's why when everyone's like, I'm like, print a third print. Do 4 rounds of Iron Meat. You just keep making that Iron Meat until I get all the orders I put in, please.
Somebody in the comments said I should just mail my stuff to Pink Gorilla, which actually I should do because Kelsey will give me a fair deal on everything. Which I should. I only would go to Kelsey's store usually when I'm at Jason's house because he's closer to her and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Their store's about an hour away from me, so I always just feel like I should go to a local store. But when local stores are doing you wrong, you got to go to the people you trust. And Kelsey is definitely trustworthy when it comes to this stuff, man. So
they probably have a better selection of.
But the crazy thing is, this store could have offered you decent prices and still made profit on that stuff. But instead, they just let it walk out the door.
Because I look at what he marks stuff up that I sell to him, and I say, yeah, he would have definitely made a lot more money and everything. But when he ripped me off like that, he was definitely trying to give me 20% of what everything was worth. And I was like, dude, even his employee looked at him like he was crazy. I was like, wow, dude, like I gotta get me out of here, dude. And now my buddy who was with me always makes fun of me, like, hey, Reggie got bought $450. Hey, you got 450 on this? Or I'm like, oh god, this is so weird. But anyways, the next game. Well, this is a system that was sent to me for review. Unico wants me to review their Unico Pocket, which is a bunch of Neo Geo games on it. Portable.
I was looking at that. That was on their website.
Just came on their website.
Yeah, it was cheap too. It was like $60, $70, something like that.
Yeah, you get 40 games in here, and I'm not sure. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know if you can plug it into your television. If you can plug it into your television, that's a good factor for it too. So you have it for home use and walking around use.
I saw that. I was gonna send you a message about that thing, Reggie, but obviously about it. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so the games on here, most of the King of Fighters games, it's missing King of Fighters 96, which is one of my favorites, and I think they couldn't get the license for that because some of the songs in that game are licensed. which is annoying. But it's got a lot of good games on here. I just don't know if all these games will really like whet people's appetite when it comes to Neo Geo. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But I think that was pretty cool. I got an English copy of Metal Gun Slinger. The guy who translated the game sent me a copy to test out because he's going to sell this game pretty soon. And Metal Gun Slinger was one of the most expensive Japanese Game Boy Advance games out there. Never got an English translation. So he worked on it, finished it, and now it's ready. And he's going to put it up for sale, so I get to test it out. So very nice. Very happy about that. And look at Metal Gun Slinger, man. Like it's a really good looking game on the Game Boy Advance. We should have got it in America back in the day, but for some reason we didn't. And last 3 games, I think, yes, these are my last 3 for you Neo Geo fans out there. We got King of the Fighters 94. Not sure if I'm really going to play it too much, but to complete the set, I felt like it was needed.
Did you see the release that just came out today? The Pix and Love King of Fighters collection for €450.
Yeah, they hit me up about that, dude.
Believe the price what they were releasing that for, and it sold out in like 5 seconds.
It's already gone, huh?
Yeah. Jesus, and half the people that bought them are just buying them to put on eBay because they were an expensive item and they're sold out, so they can control the market.
It's kind of funny with Neo Geo stuff. So I feel like a lot of people will keep that stuff because Neo Geo just has a strong fan base. But like I said, you could be right, Figsy. I mean, we'll probably just see them already up for resale for triple, quadruple amount on eBay. So it's like,
so what is it? Is it like a collection of all of their cool releases?
It is a release. It's a release of King of the Fighters 14, 15, 13, and 98 in the Snapbox edition.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
And neat.
That's still a lot of money for 4 games.
Woo! It's a lot of
money for 4 old games
that play the same. You know what I mean? Like they're fighting games. So it's like, dude, you got to be a hardcore fighting fan for that. So I mean,
you have to be a King of Fighters fan, really. Like,
yeah, which I am. So I shouldn't even try to get it. But anyways, next game here, The Last Hope. I'll shoot 'em up for Neo Geo. Not one of my favorites, but it's still a pretty cool game. It did get a sequel. That's a platform game. It's called Lord. It's on Dreamcast. I forgot what it's called. D Street will help me out. I know he's in the chat. He knows about the sequel to this game on Dreamcast.
I think that game's
I own it.
One of those new collections on the Switch.
Yeah, it's on. It came out. NG Dev Team, I think they're called. They put it out, and I don't know why the name slipped me just now. But let's see if somebody says on the chat.
Raytheon? Talking about NG Dev? They did Gunvein and Raytheon Edge.
I don't know why I forgot what this game is called, man. This
Gunlord or something.
Gunlord. That sounds familiar. Yeah, I think Gunlord is a sequel to this game, Last Hope. So, but it plays completely different. It plays like a freaking Turrican game.
Yeah, it does play like a Turrican. Yeah.
And last but not least, a game I've been wanting for years, and I'm happy to finally have it. We have Far East of Eden for Neo Geo. And
isn't that Johnny's favorite game? Isn't that a Happy Console Gamers? Wasn't he obsessed with that series?
Probably, because this is like a fighting game that plays like Samurai Showdown with weapons and everything. But it's not as violent, of course, but dude, this game is really good, and I believe it only came out on a Neo Geo CD, maybe NDS or AES. I'm not really sure, but you got it on there, right on. Yeah, it's a good look. Matter of fact, can you put the camera on him so we can see it a little bit, so everybody can see in the chat? So, Far East Eden, definitely a hidden gem of a fighting game. Not a lot of people got to play it, and I think it's pretty amazing. It definitely is one of those games that needs to be put out there because it's a sprite-based game. The animations that like SNK did in their games back in the day was amazing. They won't go that route today because they always go with the 3D and try to make it look 2D. But these games are true gems, and happy to finally have that. Now, let everybody know I don't have a Neo Geo CD. I'm collecting for Neo Geo CD. My whole plan with that system was I was going to get the Polymega. But since the Polymega was so expensive, I was like, dude, forget that. And they went on sale, but they were pre-order sales again. So it's like, man, this system's got to get in stock for me to get interested in it. But if it doesn't, I'll probably just eventually get a Neo Geo CD. and just go from there. But yeah, happy to have it, man. So 3 Neo Geo CD games. I think
yeah.
G Street would be impressed. Maybe.
Nice.
Badass, man.
And I think that's it for me. Yep.
Sweet. That's sick. Yeah, I think that's not the game I was thinking of. Johnny was that blue-haired protagonist looks like something I thought he made a video about, but I'm pretty sure it was an RPG that he was talking about. So unless that character is the same character, I don't think.
I know what RPG you're talking about. He recently got an English translation, maybe on the Switch, I believe.
He made a video about how he used to draw the character all the time, and like he got like a custom signed piece from the artist who created him and stuff like that.
No,
That's cool.
Yeah, he's got his collection's neat. I would love to see his stuff. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, D Street's giving me props, man. Right on, D Street. And we got to have D Street on again soon, man. Right?
We will. Yeah. So the plan for the I don't know if we're going to do a show next week. It's Christmas, so we're definitely not doing it Wednesday or Thursday.
Maybe next weekend or something.
Dude,
Yeah, we might come on like Saturday or something. Maybe if you want to come on already.
We should definitely do a Christmas show in the morning. Say, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. This is what I got. No,
that'd be cool, like a Saturday morning Christmas show, right? Like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Nothing better to do on that day, right?
So I'm not sure, but then I'm gonna book up for the new year, and should we start?
If you want to come on the show, reach out to Joe or myself, and we'll plan something out for the new year. Should be fun.
Yeah, folks who are watching, we'll put out a list if you want to be on the podcast again. Sign up for certain dates like we did a while back. We'll try to book up next year,
Heck yeah.
or at least a couple months of next year.
Yeah, I try not to do too far ahead because I don't see. If when I start booking 6 months ahead, people are like, "Who are you? What did I say?"
At least like maybe a month and a half.
Busy that day, and we have everything ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do like a month, maybe 2 months tops. But
there you go. That makes sense.
If you've been on the show before and you'd like to come back on, you're more than welcome to message me. Especially if you have an idea for an episode that you want to do. If you're like really into My Little Pony games, we'll do My Little Pony extravaganza. Whatever it is. We can do a Hello Kitty special, whatever you guys want to do. And then if you are a content creator who's into the gaming space and you'd like to come on, feel free to contact me. I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or 10 million subscribers, doesn't matter. Just as long as you're cool and you're nice and you have your passion for gaming and, you're not a psychopath and you're not going to stalk me and ask me to send you my underwear or something. And then also, if you're not a content creator and you're just a collector, if you're just somebody who has a big game collection and you would like to come on and talk about it, you're welcome as well. You don't have to be like a famous YouTuber to come on the show. You can just be a passionate person who likes games. That's what most of the show was built on for the first year or two. It was just a lot of hardcore collectors, and it's great to talk to people who are into it. So anybody who wants to come on, you can contact me, Figsy, Reggie, anytime. Let me know. We can get it booked done. Also, if you haven't already, if it's the first time you're watching, do us a favor, please like and subscribe and share to all our channels. They're down and below. If you look down below, I got Vito's channel, Perfect Storm Gaming. Got his YouTube, got his Kick, got his Twitch. So go ahead and give him a sub. And then
if you guys haven't, I released finally a game room tour. So if you want to check that out, it's on my channel now. It's like an hour-long video, but the first 10, 15 minutes cover the game room, and then the last 45 minutes are just showing all the games individually. So if you just want to see the game room, you can check it out in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Very cool video. And then Vito, you got anything else coming up you want to promote, plug?
I did a goofy little UFO video earlier. Released that. I have the Retro Shooter Reaper video. You could check that out, and our live streams. We live stream weekly.
Yeah, what day of the week do you usually do your streams?
Usually Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if either of you gentlemen ever want to come on, you're more than welcome. Come on, we should games.
Yeah, I went on his show on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. So you guys should definitely check it out.
I'm gonna have a thing. There's a thing called Parsec where you could actually play with us. So I'm gonna be implementing that probably in the new year sometime. So that'd be.
I've used that before. Me and my friend played Mega Man 2.5, like a co-op Mega Man game that some people created, and it was pretty crazy. Oh my god!
I did got to plug one more thing. I participated in a charity event last week called Guess and Give for GeoGuessr. I got to stream on the official page to like 400 viewers. It was a lot of fun. But the main goal of it was raising money for charity for kids in Ukraine, Palestine, and the OpenStreetMap Foundation. And we ended up raising $15,000. That was pretty amazing. Like it tripled what we raised last year. So it was a really cool event. So shout out to Guess and Give if you want to check out that website.
Very cool. Well, I think that wraps it up, gentlemen. I think this was an excellent episode. I just want to say thank you very much to my
thanks for coming on, Vito.
Vito, thank you very much for coming on the show. It was an awesome time, man. Good talking.
It's cool having the arcade here. Every time we talked about a game, you'd bring it up.
Yeah, definitely cool. So yeah, we'll have you on again, and then we'll collab again for sure.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, brother.
And then Merry Christmas, everybody. If we don't see you next week,
Merry Christmas.
Make sure everybody has a great holiday and keeps the spirit of Christmas in their sweet plums, dreams, and whatever that, I don't know, whatever that. Have a nice Christmas. All right, everybody.
Happy New Year.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song, gonna break the song. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance.